Good evening, sports fans. Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog is proud to present to you tonight's Central Warriors football action here from the side of Central High School. It is time to kick off football here in Southwest Virginia. Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog, bringing you live Warrior sports action all season this year. And we picked up there last year with some basketball and baseball action, and now we are excited for the first time to bring you some Central Warriors football. Sturgill Sports Media plans to at least present you guys all 5 Warriors football home games this year, with some plans in the works to perhaps bring you some road games as well. If you'd like to be a sponsor for Warrior Nation and help bring us those sporting events, you can contact us at warriornationblog.com. To become a sponsor, email us at sturgillsportsmedia@evansturgillphotography.com. We'd like to thank our game sponsor tonight for bringing you this Central Warriors Eastside Spartans matchup. That is Lonesome Pine Country Club in Big Stone Gap, Virginia. Lonesome is currently offering deals to anyone who wants to come down and play some golf at Lonesome Pine Country Club. You can get a coupon at blog.com. That coupon is good off of green fees Monday through Friday, October. If you'd like to contact Lonesome Pine Country Club, you can give them a call at 276-523-0739. Lonesome Pine Country Club is also offering some non-member play at the moment. Non-member play can play Monday through Friday for $35. That's cart fee included. And on Saturday and Sunday, you can play for $40 as long as it is after 11 o'clock. Again, that's 18 holes with a cart. If you're interested in becoming a member, call and talk to head pro Chris Stacy. Again, that telephone number is 276-523-0739. Again, Lonesome Pine Country Club, making it possible for us to bring you this Central High School football action, the first game of the season against the Eastside Spartans. And I'm Chris Wilson, bringing you the play-by-play action. I am joined for the first time here on Warrior Sports blog or Warrior Sports Nation here with Mr. Kelly Foster. He's going to be bringing you some color commentary. Now, how you doing, Kelly?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's a great night for high school football. I'm excited to see what these two teams bring to the table tonight. It's going to be fun, Chris. It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, it's not the first time because I've joined you back during baseball season.
Oh, that is right. You did make a few cameo appearances there, some guest spots during baseball, during some delays and some post-game interviews that we had there during the baseball season. You know, Kelly, here we are, beautiful field here at Central High School. We're about 25 minutes away from kickoff. Again, just a gorgeous late evening here at Central High School. A great view of the mountains out in the distance. The lights are on. We still have some sun coming up, but it's it's Southwest Virginia. It's high school football, and they've made movies, they've made TV shows, and they've written books. It's Friday Night Lights, and here it is, a little fall crisp in the air, and it's it's Friday Night Lights this time. Play some football.
I'm going to tell you, Chris, there's nothing like high school football. And I can speak from experience back when I played. I mean, there's just nothing like it. And I know these players on the field tonight that right now they're going through the pregame warm-ups. I'm sure there's some nerves in there. I'm sure there's a little anxiety in there. And I'm sure that's built up over the course of the day, through school, through their pep rallies. There's a lot of unknowns going into the first football game of the high school season. But once the ball is kicked off and once they get that first hit under their belt, all those nerves and all that anxiety goes away. And then you're just playing football. Then you're just executing the game plan. You're reacting to things. You're just playing football from that point on. So I'm sure right now they're a little on edge. I'm sure all the coaches are a little on edge. This is what you train 7-8 months out of the year for a 10-week season. So, it's going to be interesting tonight. A lot of unknowns, and that's one of the big things too. There are a lot of unknowns going into the first week of the football season.
And you would know more than a lot of people. You played football in high school at old J.J. Kelly. You spent some time coaching some high school football when Pound High School was still open. You did some assistant coaching there. You've coached some youth sports. You could even speak on behalf of some of the parents who are sitting up here in the stands tonight. You've coached your sons, playing some football, and all across the country. Most teams have either gotten a scrimmage or maybe kicked off. We had some local games here in the region last night, and regardless of if a team is looking at a 10-0 season and maybe a state title, or even if unfortunately they're looking at an 0-10 season, maybe not so good year, it's Friday night football. And in high school football, that's just, it's just one of those things that draws people out. Regardless of how good or bad the team is, people want to see high school football on Friday nights.
And here's the thing about tonight, Chris. Everybody's in first place. Everybody's 0-0.
Yep.
There's no losses, but there's no wins either. So that makes it. That's what makes it exciting. That's what gives hope to the players. That's what gives hope to the coaches. It's a fresh start. It's a new year. It's a new game. And you mentioned the parents. I talked about the players having some nerves. I guarantee you there's a lot of parents in the stands tonight who feel the same way. Probably didn't get a lot of sleep last night, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You speak on behalf of the parents, so they probably didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. And you referenced the players today. They all had a full week of practice. They also had a full week of class, and they had a full day of class. First game tonight, especially for these Central Warriors players. Home game tonight. Everything kicks off. The season starts, but they all had to go through class today. Try to focus in the classroom and get their studies done and get their classwork done. But in the back of their mind, this is what the day was all about.
Oh, absolutely. Everything leads to the night. When you wake up on a Friday morning, you have the game. Everything throughout the day revolves around that, and it just leads up to the apex. That is the kickoff, which will be taking place here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're about 21 minutes away from kickoff. We've talked about these things. We've talked about some things here over the course of the program here. The Central Warriors come in, with a lot of youth. If you read some of the local media. The Warriors come in with a lot of young players, a lot of question marks. It is week one of the season, so all teams have a lot of questions they want to see answered here in this first game. But the Warriors may have a lot more question marks they're anxious to see the answers to. New quarterback taking over at the helm this year. Dalton Mullins graduating last year, and just a very youthful backfield as well. But, the Warriors coaching staff has some confidence in some of these young players. So what can you tell me about some of the Warriors players?
Well, I'm going to tell you, these young players that you refer to, I looked at the starting lineups tonight, and the Warriors are starting 4 freshmen, 3 on the offensive side of the football, 4 on the defensive side of the football. And, as a freshman coming in and you're going to start your first varsity football game, that's a big deal, and I'm sure there are a lot of nerves there. But the players, these guys, I know, and the freshmen that will be starting tonight, the projected starters, will be Ethan Mullins, Tyson Tester, Logan Mullins, and Maddox Reynolds. And a lot of the focus will be on those guys because they are first-year players. But I'm going to tell you this, these guys are winners. They've won from the time they were 6 years old, and some people say, well, that doesn't matter, but it does matter because winning is contagious, and that's part of the culture that you want to be a part of even when you're at a young age. So they've won at every level, and there's no reason to think that they won't be contributors at the varsity level. Now, you talked about the quarterback situation. How do you replace a Dalton Mullins? You can't. We know Dalton was an outstanding football player. Unfortunately, over the last 2 seasons, injuries derailed him. But tonight, the projected starting quarterback for the Warriors is going to be Isaiah McCamus, and he's not coming in here tonight without experience. Isaiah has had experience under center. He's quarterbacked. He's been in big games. Isaiah is a really exceptional athlete. I look for him to perform well tonight. He is a natural leader. Guys follow him. I think he's going to be poised. I think he's going to be under control in the huddle, and I think the team will rally around him, and he'll do an excellent job tonight. So, but like you said, there's a lot of unknowns with this football team. We're coming off a 2-8 season from a year ago. The expectations this year, according to all the local pundits, is not really high. But that doesn't mean that this team can't surprise some people, because I believe they will. I believe they will.
Yeah, and Coach Owens referenced that in some of the local media. He said, he's kind of been re-energized this past season here in the off season and here in some of the fall practices with some of these young players. He commented in one of the local reports about how these young players were like sponges. They were just soaking everything up, everything that the coaching staff was going over at practice. These players were just soaking it all up. And as you said, these young players have been winners. They were winners at the JV level. They were winners at the middle school level and even at the youth level. A lot of these young players were winners. I looked at the roster, and on the roster, the Warriors have 19 freshmen, many of which are going to be looking to play some key minutes here tonight. And like I said, some of those questions about how will those freshmen respond will be answered here against Eastside tonight.
There's a major difference. You talk about the freshmen. Most of these freshmen are around 14 to 15 years old. They're going to be taking on kids tonight that are 18, 19 years old. That is a huge difference. And I think the biggest difference at that age and at this level is simply the speed of the game. It's not the X's and O's or anything like that. Like you said, Coach Owens made a comment that these guys are sponges, and I believe that. But I think the biggest difference for a freshman playing in a varsity game and starting a varsity game at this level is the speed of the football game, because it gets really fast, really quick. Now, fortunately, some of these guys that are going to be playing tonight are really fast. So maybe that counteracts that philosophy. Maybe that counteracts that statement. Only time will tell. We'll see. With freshmen, this is what I know. You can expect some good things, and you can expect some bad things, but that's okay, because this is a work in progress, a work in process for these guys. So we'll see what happens.
We will focus a lot throughout the season on a lot of the young talent and some of the freshmen that are looking to fill in some roles. But that's not to say that the Warriors don't have some senior leadership. Eli Stallard has been on this team for quite a while. I think he suffered through some injuries. Eli is a senior. He'll be on the offensive line a lot tonight. I think he's playing right guard according to the starting lineup. So he brings some senior leadership. And, we talked about McAmus. Yes, he is trying to fill the shoes of Dalton Mullins at the quarterback position, but Isaiah is a junior, and he's an old junior. So he does have some experience at the quarterback position. He was the one who filled in a lot of times last year for Dalton. And the Warriors have had some quarterback competition in the offseason. Isaiah does have some experience at wide receiver. So there are some options there if the Warriors feel like maybe a formation might be more beneficial to put Isaiah out wide. There's some things that Coach Owens can tinker with. But like I said, they have some seniors. I think there's over close to a dozen seniors on this team. Like I said, Eli Stallard is returning to the offensive line. His twin brother Ben Stallard returns to the team, another senior who is expected to play a little tight end and be on the line as well. So there are some seniors, or at least some older guys, that will be returning to help lead those freshmen on the field.
Well, if you had to have the perfect place for seniors to play, it would be the offensive line. And fortunately, that's what we have. You have McKinley Dale. He's their starting center, a senior. You have Eli Stallard, who you mentioned, a senior. You have Zach Roberts, who you mentioned, or who we talked about, was a senior. Ben Stallard at tight end, a senior. So these guys are going to help the young guys, and that's really what you're looking for. And Chris, you know this. Football games are won up front with the big uglies. That's where it's won. So if you got to have your veteran guys, and if you had your preference of where your veteran guys could be, it would have to be on that offensive line and that defensive line.
Yeah, you look at, you go all the way up, and you look at some of your more successful quarterbacks. They wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for the offensive line. Your running back can't run, and your quarterback can't throw if the guys up front can't block. So the Coach Owens and his staff will be looking for those senior leaders, or at least those veteran leaders up front, to help guide and protect and lead some of the younger skilled position players out there on the field. Again, we're about 14 minutes away now before kickoff. Looking at here on the field, the Eastside Spartan Marching Band is out with their pregame performance. Again, the stands are filling up quite nicely here for the opening week here of Warriors football. Again, we are Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog, bringing you all home Warriors football games throughout the season. Again, your game sponsor for this evening is Lonesome Pine Country Club in Big Stone Gap, Virginia. If you go to warriornationblog.com, you can find a $5 off green fee coupon available for Mondays through Friday at Lonesome Pine Country Club, which will be valid through October the 31st. If you'd like to contact Lonesome Pine Country Club, you can give them a call at 276-523-0739. Lonesome Pine Country Club is now offering non-member play Monday through Friday for $35 for 18 holes with card included. You can play Saturday and Sunday after 11 for $40. Again, that's 18 holes with a card. If you're interested in becoming a member, please call and talk to head pro Chris Stacy. Again, that telephone number is 276-523-0739. Again, we're warriornationblog.com. Check us out at that website for updates, scores, articles, and more. You can also contact us at social media via Twitter at Sturgill S Media, and as well as at Warrior Nation Blog, and that's Warrior NATN Blog. Go to Twitter and give us a follow. You can also follow Sturgill Sports Media on Facebook and Instagram, and go to YouTube and give us a subscribe and a like at Sturgill Sports Media. If you'd like to become a sponsor here for Sturgill Sports Media at Warrior Nation Blog for some future Warriors games, email Sturgill Sports Media at evansturgillphotography.com. Again, we're about 12 minutes away from week 1 kickoff. The Spartan Band is out here on the field as we get ready for kickoff. Again, I'm Chris Wilson, joined tonight by Kelly Foster. That's at Coach Wilson17 on Twitter. And Kelly, your Twitter handle is
at Coach K Foster on Twitter.
Again, if you'd like to, contact us or maybe give us a shout out, again, it would be Kelly, myself, or Sturgill Sports Media. Give us a shout out on Twitter. Let us know what you think. Maybe you shoot us a question or a comment. Maybe we'll give you a shout out or answer your question throughout the game. We actually ran some polls. Coach Kelly and myself did earlier today, trying to get your guys' take on what you expected to see tonight. My poll asked you guys at home, with about 11 minutes still left in that poll, what do you think tonight's outcome would be? And we are actually currently right now at a pretty even split on my poll. 32% of you predict Central to win by 10 points or less. 32% of you predict Eastside to win by 32 or less. And since we are broadcasting the Warriors, I would like to announce that 53% of you at the moment have picked the Warriors to be victorious tonight, compared to only 47% picking Eastside. Again, that poll has about 12 minutes left if you'd like to chime in. Kelly, you had a poll up too, asking fans what they think the total wins prediction would be for the Warriors.
That's right, but I like to go back to your poll question there. I like how you broke down you're a stats guy, so you're going to take the percentages and break them down. So good for Warrior fans for predicting a win tonight. Mine was how many wins for the Central Warriors during the 2018 football season. The options were 0-3, 4-7, or 8-10 wins. And right now, we've had 39 votes come in. We have 12 minutes remaining in the poll. And right now, most people are expecting 0-3 wins at 54%. 4-7 wins garnered 33%, and 8-10 wins only 13%. But these are very unscientific Twitter polls.
That is true. We don't exactly know who all of our followers are that are voting in those. We assume most of them are local people who have a little bit of knowledge, but it could be some random people. And you said most people have voted for 0-3. You'd have to assume a lot of that is based off last season's 2-win total. Again, the Warriors went 2-8 a season ago, and we've already talked about how we have a lot of young guys stepping in to try to fill some spots on this year's team. So it's only natural that coming off of a 2-win season with a lot of freshmen stepping in that the prediction may be a little bit low. But as we said, Coach Owens is looking for looking for some bright spots in this young group, and he's seeing it early on here before week 1.
Well, I go back, Chris, and you're talking about that. I go back to the 90s. And when you talk about the 90s, you're talking about when you talk about J.J. Kelly football, they went through a stretch where they were 4-36 over a 4-year span, and they turned it around just like that the next season after the 4-36 stretch. Pulled a major upset off over the then Powell Valley Vikings, finished the season at 6-4. So who says that you can't turn things around? We see a lot of worst to first in football, in the NFL almost every year, certainly in baseball. So anything can happen. anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. You referenced my statistics analysis. Maybe next week I'll go full on spreads, and I'll just create a spread. Actually, I can't say next week because the Warriors are actually off next week, I do believe. But maybe the week after that, when the Warriors return to action in week 3, we'll just maybe create a spread and have people make their predictions based off of that. Again, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. Some pregame activities going on out here. We see the cheerleaders on the track leading some of the fans in a cheer, along with some of the young Warriors cheerleaders and some of our youth programs. The officials are heading out of the locker rooms now, bringing out some of the footballs that we'll use for tonight's game. Again, we got about 7 minutes, so we talked about the Warriors. We do have a little bit of information here to share on the Eastside side of the ball. Kelly, what can you tell me about the Eastside Spartans tonight?
Well, when you talk about the Eastside Spartans, you're talking about the defending Cumberland District champions from a year ago. They finished the season at 6-4, lost in the first round of the playoffs to Hurley in a really close football game. Another thing we know about the Eastside Spartans is though they had that success last season, they graduated a ton of players and went through a coaching change. Last year, the Spartans were led by Jason Hicks, who has since moved on to become the athletic director at Union High School. And this year, the Spartans are being led by Michael Rhodes, who was the defensive coordinator at Union last year. So he's now the head coach of the Eastside Spartans. Coach Rhodes is no stranger to big games. He's no stranger in getting his teams prepared to play. And though Eastside graduated a lot of players, one player they didn't graduate was quarterback Jordan Rasnick, who is an all-region 1A quarterback from a year ago. So he's a name that we got to keep an eye on tonight for Eastside. As a matter of fact, watching them warm up tonight, we saw these guys just throw the football basically the whole period. We didn't see very many runs out of any formation that they went to. They looks like they're going to try to air it out tonight, Chris. Looks like they're going to try to go over top. One of Rasnick's featured receivers will be Nick Livingston. He looks very athletic, can go up and catch footballs, and looks to be tough after the catch as well. So I expect the Eastside Spartans to really put the football in the air, to really try to push the tempo tonight against the Central Warriors. And so we'll see what happens. Like I said, they're not the defending Cumberland District champions for nothing, and they look to contend in the Cumberland District this year. I would imagine that their main obstacle in defending that crown would be the John I. Burton Raiders, who actually put on a pretty good show last night against the Union Bears, falling 35-20 down at Bullitt Park. But nevertheless, that's not bad considering Burton dressed only 21 players last night for the football game.
Yeah, you talked about Livingston and Rasnick. Both of those two players come in as seniors, so they'll have a lot of senior leadership there in their key skilled positions. Livingston, a 6'3", 190-pound senior wide receiver, and Rasnick comes in about 6'2", 180 pounds. Again, he is a senior as well. We saw them warming up. They had the field spread. They were airing it out, working on some passing game, and that just puts a little bit more pressure on some of the Warriors. Looking at their starting lineup, Ethan Mullins, a freshman, is listed at cornerback. Maddox Reynolds is listed at safety, another freshman. They do have Damai Lester listed as another cornerback. He is a junior transfer coming in from Union. Speaking of Union, you referenced Mike Rhodes. I saw in some of the media today him giving a lot of credit down to Coach Turner and helping him be prepared for this first head coaching gig that Rhodes has here at Eastside. We got about 4.5 minutes to go. The Central Marching Band is currently coming out onto the field. The captains are gathered on the sidelines. The Eastside Spartans are gathered underneath one of the goalposts. It appears that we are about ready to start the national anthem. So we will step aside here for just a quick moment while the Central Warriors Band performs the national anthem. Again, great job there by the Central Warriors marching band under the direction of Mr. Ben Harding. Me and Ben Harding have a little experience together. A lot of times during basketball season, he would not play the national anthem, but would sing the national anthem at a lot of the Warriors basketball games last season. Again, the Warrior band there playing the national anthem here prior to week one's kickoff. Again, we're down to about a minute and a half to go before kickoff. The captains are gathering up at the 50-yard line, getting some last-minute instructions on the sidelines from our officiating crew. We are just moments away from kickoff. We still see a lot of people coming in here to the field, to the stadium here. The Warriors cheerleaders gathering over here near the end zone to my right, waiting for the Warriors football team to make their entrance. The Eastside Spartans have already gathered in their end zone, waiting to make their entrance with their cheerleaders. At this time, the captains are making their way out now to midfield to gather around the wishbone C that is the Central Warriors logo. Again, they exchange a shake of hands and some pleasantries out here at midfield. And we will await to see who will receive the kickoff. Kelly, here we are, 50 seconds to go. And, we talked about, the nerves and stuff now. They're probably at about a pinnacle now, but we're just moments away from those nerves going away and playing some football.
This is where your blood is pumping to the highest extent. This is where, as a player, you have to try to keep yourself under check just a little bit, because there's a real possibility that you can exert every bit of energy that you have as you're running onto the field and as you're trying to fire up your teammates. I have been in that position before. I have been in the position to run out on the field only to run out on the kickoff and realize I have wasted everything that I've done in the pregame. So these guys right now, they're fired up. They're ready to go. They're just ready to get the ball in the air, get the ball going. So we're going to see what happens here. It looks like the Warriors have won the toss and will receive the kickoff to start the 2018 football season.
Yep, so we'll get a good look at some of these young, skilled position players here for the Central Warriors as the Warriors will take the opening kickoff. We've got some pumped-up music now. We're still waiting for the teams to come running out. Both teams wait for their respective captains to come back to the end zone. Again, we have the Eastside Spartans to our left here in the press box. We've got the Central Warriors to our right. Both teams are still huddled up behind their banners that the cheerleaders have worked hard on. I'm sure all week. We talked about everyone. We talked about the parents. We talked about the players. We talked about the coaching staff and everybody. But quick, nod of the cap here to the cheerleaders. They've spent a lot of time. This is exciting for them. If you're a senior cheerleader, this is your last week one game and the start of your final season as a cheerleader. They worked hard on those banners, and here come the Central Warriors out for week one action.
And the Eastside Spartans entering the field also. So we're about ready for kickoff here, Chris. I'm excited. I'm ready to play. Let's go.
I'm ready too. Looking at here at both teams' sidelines, they look like we're about, even in numbers. Both teams here look like, roughly 40 to 45 players. We'll see how many of those kind of get action tonight. But
want to add that the Central Warriors tonight wearing the black jerseys with the red numerals, silver helmet with the black C and silver pants, while the Eastside Spartans donning the all-white look with green numbers and green helmet.
Yep, the traditional road white in football. That's one of the things I've never quite understood, how come in football the road team seems to wear white, but in every other sport the home team seems to wear white. But
well, now in the day with all these alternate uniforms, who knows what's a home uniform and who knows what's a visiting uniform?
That is true. I do think the Warriors football uniforms are pretty sharp. I am a fan of the silver helmet. The black lettering on the helmet. It's a nice look. Really do like that silver look with Central Warriors helmet there. We're lined up for kickoff. We are ready to get going. The Eastside Spartans kicker Jordan Sexton is getting ready to place the ball down here, and we are about ready to begin. Some final minute instructions here. The referee's checking both sides, and we're ready to roll.
Oh, man, it doesn't get any better than this. Here we go.
Looks like the Warriors have, I believe it's Matthew Boggs lined up here for the return. Someone on the other side, I can't quite make out the number of the other return man. It is a short kick. It will go to the far side. Central receives the kick at about the 25, and he breaks it. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. Only one guy left to beat. It's number 9, and he's taken down at the 20. So a great start here for the Warriors. About a 45-yard opening kickoff takes the Warriors all the way down to the Spartans' 20 to begin the season.
And that was one of those freshmen, Chris. That was Ethan Mullins, who just diced through the Spartan special team kickoff coverage for a big game, putting the Warriors in the red zone to start out the football game. Man, you couldn't ask for a better start.
Great start right there. Again, that was number 10, Ethan Mullins, on the opening kickoff. Again, a kickoff that went about I said a little more than 45 yards, and the Central Warriors will start the season in Spartans territory on exactly the 18-yard line. The Warriors come out to run their first play. It looks like they will line up in a power I formation. Isaiah McAmus, the starting quarterback, in the pistol formation, takes the snap, hands it off, and breaks a tackle. We're inside the 15 down to about the 10. Again, that's number 12?
That was Maddox Reynolds.
That was number 12, Maddox Reynolds on the opening carry. Takes it down to the Spartans, looks like 12-yard line. Be a gain of about 6. That'll bring up second down and 4 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a good start on first down. What you want to do as an offense is you want to stay ahead of the sticks. You want to be second and medium, third and short. So very good start right there for the Warriors. Good carry by Maddox. Now we've jumped into the I formation here on second down.
Yeah, I formation. McAmus on the snap, pitches it to Maddox Reynolds again, out to the left. He's taken down for, it looks like, perhaps a loss of 1. That will bring up third and about 4 now for the Warriors.
Yeah, just nothing there on the play to the outside. Maddox had nowhere to go. Looks like we lost a couple of yards here, but we're still okay. It's third down 4. This is a runner pass down for the Warriors. Looks like Ethan Mullins is checking into the football game for Ben Brickey as he exits the field.
Yeah, Ben Brickey sprinting off here. Again, the Warriors are on the sideline closest to us. A little confusion here as the Warriors break the huddle. McAmus goes under center. Warriors with 3 guys in the backfield. Maddox Reynolds, the deep man, takes the pitch. This time a pitch to the right. He is tripped up at about the 10-yard line. Looks like a gain of maybe 2 or 3. That'll bring up a 4th down and very short here for the Warriors.
That was the same play to the opposite side. Was a little better. We're going to have to make sure that we're blocking down on the inside. We're kind of releasing those guys a little too quick, and we're not getting we're not hanging in there with our blocks like we probably need to right there.
Senior Dylan Short comes on the field, replacing Dame Lester here on the 4th down, and we'll call it 2. McAmus now in the pistol formation. Tester to his left. It's a handoff to Reynolds, who will push forward. He crosses the 10. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 9. And from my point of view, it looks like the Warriors may come up just a little bit short here on 4th down and 2.
Yeah, you have good eyes from here, Chris. It looks like he is going to be short, and indeed he is short. So a good after the long kickoff, that's a pretty impressive defensive stand for the East Spartans.
Yeah, good kickoff return there by the Warriors, setting themselves up with great field position inside the 20 here on the opening drive of the 2018 season. The Warriors can only get 9 yards on that first possession and will turn the ball over on downs. Now we'll get our first look here at the Eastside Spartans offense. Again, we said before the game they were spreading it out. They break the huddle, and we already see 4 wide receivers out wide here for the Eastside Spartans.
Looks like we're going to go trips left on the very first play.
Jordan Rasnick in a shotgun pistol formation. He hands it off to I believe it was number 5. It looks like he'll get maybe a yard. Again, that's number 5, Jackson Willis, listed as a wide receiver on the roster. Looks like a short gain for the Spartans, maybe a gain of 1, if no gain at all.
Yeah, and it looks like what Eastside's going to try to do early. They're going to try to spread the Warrior defense out, get guys out of the box so that they can run the football a little bit. So I look for a lot of different formations for the Eastside beginning this football game.
The Eastside breaks the huddle again, this time with nobody in the backfield except for the quarterback at number 22, Garrett Whitehead. Rasnick throws the ball out wide to the right. The Warriors have it defended really well. It looks like it's going to be a loss of about 4 yards on the pass. I believe that pass was to number 9, Livingston. I'm sorry, number 15 on the pass. That is Cash.
And that was a great play there by our defensive back, Ben Bricky. Just a little hitch pass out to the right, and Bricky came up and made a sure tackle. So now we're 3rd and long for Eastside, 3rd and 13 from their own 6-yard line. It's a big defensive play right here for the Central Warriors.
Again, Rasnick in the shotgun. He's standing on the 1-yard line here as the Eastside Spartans break the huddle. The pass by Rasnick is deep down the middle, and it is caught by number 6, Grayson White. No, he dropped the ball. Grayson White had a little bit of separation there on the good pass by Rasnick. Great pass by Rasnick. Hit Whitehead in the hands at about the 40-yard line, but unfortunately Whitehead could not come up with the pass, and now the Spartans look like they'll have to punt from inside their own 5.
Oh, boy, the Warriors got away with one there. They had a step on the defensive back. If it was a catch, it'd have been a easy first down and would have got the Spartans out of a hole. But now they're 4th and 13, going to have to punt it from their own 6-yard line. The punter will actually be standing in the end zone. Back to return this punt for the Central Warriors is number 10.
The Warriors will get good position here on their second possession as Eastside lines up for the punt. There's the snap. It's a short punt. Ethan Mullins receives it at about the 34-yard line, and he'll be taken down instantly. Good coverage right there by the Eastside Spartans, number 13. And number 2, that's Amen Hilton and Will Stansberry on the tackle to bring Ethan Mullins down without a return.
I'm going to tell you, being a punt returner is not for the faint of heart. You have to concentrate on the football, number 1, and you have to know there's 11 angry guys barreling down on you. So Ethan did a great job right there. Even though no yards on the return, it's great just to secure the football. Now the Warriors take over in Spartan territory at the Spartan 35-yard line.
In the first Warriors possession began at the 18-yard line. The Warriors got nothing to show for that. On the second possession, the Warriors began at the 35-yard line. McAmus in the shotgun takes the snap. It's a handoff to Tyson Tester, the fullback. Looks like he'll gain 1, maybe 2 yards on the short run to the fullback Tester for the Warriors.
Tester's a tough runner. Positive yards on first down. Okay, positive yards on first down. That's what you want. That's what we got. I see C.J. Crabtree checking into the ball game now. C.J. was injured last week in the Jamboree. He's wearing a soft cast on his left hand tonight, so we'll see how that affects him. C.J.'s a dynamic runner. He's a sophomore.
It's C.J. Crabtree replacing Maddox Reynolds on this play. McAmus again in the short shotgun snap. He hands it off to Crabtree, who runs it up the middle off tackle. Looks like he'll gain maybe another yard or 2. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and long here for the Warriors on their second possession.
I'm telling you, early on, the Spartan defensive line is doing a number on the Warriors offensive line. Not a lot of running room there for the Warrior running backs.
We didn't talk a whole lot before the game about what the game plan might be for the Warriors, but I believe a lot of people who follow Central football probably expected a heavy run attack. So far, the Warriors have ran 6 plays. All 6 of them have been run so far. The Warriors break the huddle. Again, McAmus in the shotgun snap. He has Tester to his right. That's C.J. Crabtree behind him in the backfield. McAmus turns, fakes the handoff. It may be a broken play. McAmus scrambles to his right. He tucks it and will be forced out of bounds by number 6, Grayson Whitehead, at about the 30-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 2, maybe 3 for McAmus, and that will bring up a 4th down and about 5 here for the Warriors on the east side 30-yard line.
Well, that was a busted play from the beginning, and there's a prime example of McAmus being able to turn something out of what could have been disaster. He rolled to his right. There was nothing there. And he seemingly got out of a couple tackles, picked up a few yards. So now we're 4th and 5 from the 30. Lester's in the game now to the near side.
Okay, for the first time, we see the Warriors spreading the field out a little bit. We have 4 wide receivers and just one back. That's Crabtree in the backfield. McCamus takes a snap, rolls out to his left. The blocking breaks down, and there's a host of Spartans there to sack McCamus back at the 40-yard line. That's number 13, Amen Hilton, and I believe I didn't quite catch the number of the other guy, but it was a double team sack there on that 4th down play. McCamus with a sack and a loss of about 10 will turn the ball over yet again on downs back to Eastside on their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, the Warrior offensive line is going to have to start to figure something out because right now the defensive line for the Spartans is absolutely having their way. That's 2 possessions in Spartan territory, no points. Looks like Eastside is going trips to the right side of the field to start this play.
And Rasnick takes the snap, drops back, throws it deep to the right-hand side. That's number 2. He's wide open at the 30-yard line. He's to the 20. He's to the 10. Maddox Reynolds gives chase, and he will not catch him. That is a touchdown pass by Rasnick, but there is a flag on the field. There's a flag thrown back at about the 34-yard line. Let's get a call here. If it's against the Warriors, it will be about a 66-yard touchdown pass for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was just a busted coverage out there in our secondary. And Rasnick, as your quarterback, he's going to pick that apart. The flag down on the field, the official's trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. The sticks aren't moving. The players have moved.
It looks like the referee has motioned everyone to come back in. The touchdown pass, if it stands, was to Will Stansberry. It'll be about a 66-yard, but we have a holding call against the Eastside Spartans. Then we have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well against the Eastside Spartans. So wipe out that 66-yard touchdown pass. I guess make it a 62-yard touchdown pass. That is now erased by the holding penalty and the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Erase the 62-yard touchdown pass from Rasnick to Stansberry. Instead, it will be 1st down and very long now for the Spartans.
Well, I'm telling you, Central's getting a lot of breaks here early, and we're going to have to cash in here at some point. We have been given great field position, not able to do anything with that. Then we give the Spartans a gift touchdown. That gets called back. Now, all of a sudden, Eastside is backed up deep in their own territory.
Again, you got to look at it too. Again, we talked about some of the inexperienced defensive backs for the Warriors. That's really 2 wide open pass plays that Rasnick has hit. The first time his receiver was not able to come up with the catch. That time they came up with the catch for a 62-yard touchdown strike, but unfortunately, a holding penalty and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will back them up all the way from the 38-yard line all the way back to their own 12. Make it 1st and 36 for the Spartans.
Not a whole lot in the playbook for 1st and 36.
All right. Again, the Spartans spread the field out, 4 wide receiver set. Rasnick takes the shotgun snap. He hands it off to Whited, who will get a very short gain. Good job right there by the Central Warriors defense. It looks like number 58 for the Warriors in on the tackle. I don't have a 58 on my roster, so I may have that number incorrect. But a host of Warriors in the backfield there with the tackle for the very short gain right there for Eastside.
Good penetration by the Warriors defensive front right there. Looks like right now Eastside just wants to get a little field position, give their punter a little room to get a punt off here. 2nd and 35, Chris.
We have Isaiah Reynolds up the middle here for the defense for the Warriors. Number 62, Eli Stout up the middle, Ren on that. Rasnick drops back again in the shotgun to pass. He's going up top again. That is another pass to Stansberry, who makes the catch at the 42-yard line. So a big gain, big pass play right there by Eastside. Warriors had a couple of guys back there who could have maybe made a play or at least made a deflection, but it looks like they got a little bit turned around, and Stansberry with a great catch. And the pass from Rasnick now has the Spartans in a 3rd down and manageable, make it 3rd down and 6 from their own 42.
Well, I think it's very evident early on what the Spartan game plan is, and that's to throw the ball down the field. And that's what they're doing.
We saw that in pregame, and we knew that was coming. Again, Spartans break the huddle. They have 5 wide receivers this time, 3 to our side and 2 on the far side. Rasnick in the shotgun takes a snap, drops back about 5 yards. It's a short pass, and it's intercepted by the Warriors. The Warriors with the interception and the return all the way back down to their to the Spartans' 25-yard line. The interception is by number 20, Matthew Boggs, a 9th grade freshman, on the interception of Jordan Rasnick's pass.
The freshman giveth and the freshman taketh away.
That's right. They look very inexperienced on about 2 or 3 of the other passes, and then on that little short out pass right there by Rasnick, Matthew Boggs steps in, takes the interception, and then returns it for about a 15-yard return. And for the third time, your Central Warriors have good field position starting this drive on the Spartans' 26-yard line with 5:21 left in the first quarter.
And that's what we talked about in the pregame, Chris. You know, they're going to make great plays. They're going to make mistakes. And you just fortunately come up with a play right here. Now let's see if we can cash it in and put some points on the scoreboard.
McAmis in the shotgun as the Warriors break the huddle. It's number 12, Maddox Reynolds, but we have a timeout called on the field here with 5:21 remaining in the first quarter. So, Kelly, you know, here we are. We're about 10 minutes into this game, and, you know, what are your takes so far? We said we had a lot of questions that need to be answered. Have we answered some of those questions here in the early going of the first period?
I think we know about as much now as we do when the ball's kicked off. I mean,
so not a lot.
Not a whole heck of a lot to start. We've seen some good. We've seen the opening kickoff return. We've seen the interception. We've seen the bad. We've seen the big play given up down the field. One, fortunately, called back. And again, third time in Eastside territory in the first quarter. You have to come away with points right here. Momentum in this game is going to be big.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You know, this is the third time the Warriors have had the ball down Spartans territory to start. And, you know, we've seen that the Spartans have some explosive play capability. The Warriors probably need to get some points on the board here just in case the Spartans do break another one of those plays. You can't waste 3 straight chances here inside of Spartans territory. Timeout is over. The Warriors take possession here on the Spartans 26. McAmis in the shotgun takes the snap. He drops back to pass. He throws it deep down the left-hand side, and the pass is incomplete. Faded just slightly out of bounds. The pass was intended to number 4. That's Ben Bricky, the sophomore wide receiver. Looked like a pretty good pass. Bricky got his hands on it, just couldn't quite come down with it in the end zone.
Thing I noticed on that play, the Warrior offensive line did an outstanding job. I know we talked about them earlier, how they needed to pick up the pace a little bit. Eastside came on a blitz there. McAmis had plenty of time. Good coverage on the outside there by the Spartans. That was a jump ball. You're okay with that. So now we're 2nd and 10 at the 26. Looks like we've got looks like we're going to the double wing here now.
Yeah, a lot heavier set look on this particular play. Man in motion. Isaiah McAmis takes the snap. It's a pitch to the right to I believe that is number 12, Maddox Reynolds, who is tripped up, I think, by his own feet there in the backfield. He falls down at about the 31-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 5 for the Warriors, which brings up a long 3rd down and 15 for the Warriors at the Spartans' 31-yard line.
He got tripped up by the turf monster right there. The Warriors came out in a double wing formation on that play. So now we've seen a little bit of everything from Central early on. We've seen the pistol. We've seen doubles, which is a shotgun formation with 2 receivers to each side. Then we've seen the double wing. Now we're back in the double wing.
And Crabtree enters the game down the backfield. It's a fake pitch, and he goes to the up man. Again, that's number 12, Maddox Reynolds with the carry. He'll get back about 3 of the yards that he lost on the previous play, but it will not be enough for a Warriors down here on 3rd down and 15. That will bring up about 4th down and 13. Again, the Warriors with another 4th down play.
Just not a whole lot of running room there. We try to counter. On the double wing formation, what happens is we're going to bring a guy in rocket motion to either right or left. If you're not familiar with what rocket motion is, there's 2 types of motions in football. You have your jet motion, which comes across the formation. Then you have a rocket motion, which tends to bend back toward the quarterback. In this formation, Reynolds bent back toward McAmis. We tried the counter, nothing there. So here we go, 4th down. Looks like a little confusion.
Yeah, Warriors break the huddle. We have 4 guys out wide, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. McAmis rolls out to the right. He looks for the pass back to the left. It's not open. He throws a little short pass here to about the 20-yard line. It will come up incomplete.
We have a flag.
Well, there is a flag here on the field. Coach Owens is pointing at the flag. It's against the Spartans. I kind of took my eye off. Was McAmis perhaps knocked down late on the rollout pass? Perhaps maybe we have a personal foul penalty.
No, what happened there? We were trying to set up a screen pass. Eastside did a great job defending it. It looked like 2 linemen got in a scuffle out there around the 30-yard line, right in front of the official. Official was quick with the flag. Now we're going to see who the flag is on.
It looks like it's on Central. Actually, it's a personal. I take it back. Oh, we have matching personal foul penalties. So matching personal foul penalties, 1 on the Spartans, 1 on the Warriors. They will offset. So it will be a turnover on downs on the incomplete pass from McAmis to short. So the Spartans will take over possession again deep inside their own territory, but another failed possession by the Warriors. We have 3 minutes and 39 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. We are still scoreless here at Central High School. Your game tonight between the Central Warriors and the Eastside Spartans. Spartans break the huddle, and they go to their traditional four, I don't know if that's traditional, but four wide receivers out wide. Rasnick takes the snap. He hands it off to Whited in the backfield. Great defensive effort by the Warriors, taking down Whited in the backfield. Looks like it'll be a loss of a couple, creating a second down and long situation for the Spartans.
Great penetration by the Warrior defensive line. Sets up a second and long for Eastside. Now, Chris, what do you think they're going to do here? I think they're going to go up top again.
So far, the Warriors have been able to stop the Eastside Spartans run, but they haven't, other than the interception by Boggs on the last pass play, they haven't shown a lot of ability to stop the pass. Spartans with 4 men wide, one guy goes in motion. They will hand it off to the motion man. I believe that is number, it's number 8 for the Spartans. Number 8, that is Chris Swan, with a big run out to left. There's a fumble on the play, a late fumble. Looks like they tied up Swan there, and the ball got stripped loose and right at about midfield, and the Warriors come up with the fumble. I believe that was number 65 on the fumble recovery. That's Isaiah Reynolds, a senior for the Warriors. Again, I kind of thought the play was kind of dead there. It looked like he was that Swan was about to be taken down for the tackle, but the Warriors force a turnover and will take over now at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, the Spartans run the jet sweep there, had a big gain, just fighting for yards. And sometimes when you fight for extra yards, young fella's got to understand. He's got to put the football away. Fortunately, the Warriors strip the ball and recover it.
So the Warriors take possession. McAmus now under center this time. That's number 10 going in motion at the Ethan Mullins, and we have a flag on the play. It is a false start penalty by the Warriors. So, again, outside of that first possession, when the Warriors kind of got ahead of the sticks, it seems like these last 2 or 3 possessions, they're going backwards early.
They just look out of sync, Chris. And I don't know, maybe, it's week 1. I mean, we've had a scrimmage, we've had a jamboree, but nothing can really prepare you for what it's going to be like on the first night of Friday Night Football. So, maybe that has something to do with it.
Let's see if the Warriors can't get something going now. It is first down and 15. They're at the Spartans 41. McAmus again under center. Maddox Reynolds goes in motion. It's a run to the right-hand side. Reynolds will get the ball out to about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. So it'll be a short gain of about 1 on first down and 15 for Maddox Reynolds on the, I believe you said, jet sweep there on that play?
Yeah, that's the Rocket. That's the Rocket. Jet is coming across what Eastside ran on their previous play there. Again, Eastside looks like they're stacking the box, not really respecting the outside receivers of the Warriors to this point. We're second and long again. We're behind the sticks. So what kind of play can you call here?
Yeah,
we're going to find out.
The Warriors did take a shot that, in that last possession. Let's see if the Warriors take a shot again at some point. McAmus in the shotgun. It's a quick pass out to the left. Unfortunately, number 10, Ethan Mullins, cannot come up with it. It slipped through his hands, a little quick screen pass out to the left. Did not look like that play had a whole lot of promise to it, but unfortunately, Mullins could not come up with the catch. It'll make it third down and 14.
Spartans are man-to-man in their defensive coverage in the secondary. So, that play may have looked like maybe nothing was there. But when you're one-on-one with a guy, anything can happen. So here we go now. We're third and long, 2:06 remaining in a scoreless first quarter here from Central High School.
And McAmus breaks the huddle. He goes up under center. We have C.J. Crabtree in the backfield. McAmus rolls out to his left looking to pass. He throws a pass out to left, and it is complete. It will be close to a first down. The pass is caught by Ben Bricky out on the left-hand side. Let's see where the official spotted at. He was very close to the first down. I don't believe they're going to give him a very good spot. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. I think some of the fans are a little disgruntled that we didn't quite get the forward progress, but I guess now we will. The official picks up the ball, and the Warriors get 2 more yards on the respot. Again, the official initially had the ball spotted at the east side 46. After a quick look at the Warrior sideline, decided that maybe we ought to move it to the east side 44. And I believe we will have an official's timeout for a quick measure.
Well, Chris, they spotted it the first time. It wasn't the right spot. They spotted it the second time. I still don't think it's the right spot. I still think they're a yard short from where he initially caught the football.
You'd be incorrect. Your 40-year-old eyes aren't very good from here.
No, I'm saying he should have been on the 42.
Oh, you're saying he should have had another yard or two.
Yeah.
But the Warriors will take a 14-yard pass here
I appreciate the 40-year-old jokes.
By McCamus, and that's a Warriors first down. Your first down sponsor tonight is Shade Tree Landscaping. Shade Tree Landscaping, your first down for the Warriors sponsor.
First down of the game for the Warriors.
McCamus in the pistol. He hands it off to number 23, C.J. Crabtree, who breaks a tackle on the right-hand side. He crosses the 30 down to the 25. He is finally tackled by number 9, Nick Livingston. But another good carry, almost a 20-yard, maybe a 19-yard carry by C.J. Crabtree on the right-hand side. And that's another Shade Tree Landscape Warriors first down.
Now it looks like we have a little something going on the offensive line. Let's go back to the previous play. McCamus rolled out across his body. That's a tough throw for a quarterback. He set his feet, made a great throw to Bricky. Now C.J. Crabtree breaks a big run. Warriors in business here inside the Spartans 25.
McCamus in the shotgun. He hands it off to, I believe that's number 12, Maddox Reynolds up the middle. Not a whole lot going on there as the Spartans defense stacks it up. Looks like we probably won't get much of a gain at all as the clock has now ticked under a minute. Again, we are tied at 0-0 here. Closing minute of the first quarter.
So we've seen a little bit of everything here in the first quarter, Chris.
Yeah, it's been a good ball game here so far. Let's see if the Warriors can finally capitalize. This is the fourth time they've had the ball inside Spartans territory, and so far to this point have nothing to show for it. Again, the Warriors got all the way down to about the 10-yard line on the opening possession, thanks to a great kickoff return by Ethan Mullins that set the Warriors up on the Spartans 18. McCamus goes under center this time. C.J. Crabtree in motion. They will hand it off to the up man. I believe that's number 2, Noah Bowling, who pushes the pile down all the way down close to the 10-yard line. That should be another Warriors first down. Waiting for official word. Yes, the chains are moving. That is another Shade Tree Landscaping Warrior first down.
There we go. Now, that was a football run by Noah Bowling right there. He got behind his pads and just pounded the Spartan defense. Great run there by Noah. Noah's a tough young man. He's a sophomore, getting some action here early. Great run, sets the Warriors up as the first quarter comes to a close.
Yeah, as you said, great run. He probably only had about a 2-yard gain at initial contact. Looks like he pulled the ball and kept his legs churning, pushed the Spartans defense on back, and was able to pick up that first down. Again, the Warriors inside the red zone now for the third time in the game, inside Spartan territory for the fourth time in the game. And as you said, that concludes our first quarter. Again, we are scoreless here at Central High School. Your Eastside Spartans at 0 and the Central Warriors at 0. Again, at this time, we'd like to take a quick moment to thank our game sponsor, Lonesome Pine Country Club. Lonesome Pine Country Club, our game sponsor for tonight. There is a coupon at warriornationblog.com for $5 off of a green feed Monday through Friday, valid through October the 31st. Again, more information about our sponsor will come at halftime, but we'd like to thank our game sponsor, Lonesome Pine Country Club, and head pro Chris Stacy. All right, Kelly, 12 minutes are in the book. Still a scoreless ball game. You know, we talked there a few minutes ago about if some of those questions were answered. I still think we have quite a few questions that are still left unanswered. But it was nice to see the Warriors finally get 2 or 3 first downs right there on that last drive to close out the first quarter. Maybe they can punch it in here to start the second quarter.
In football, confidence is everything. You're right, Chris. Couple first downs. We've got the offensive line moving, backs running hard. Looks like we're going to go out of the pistol formation here on first down to start the second quarter.
Yep, McCamus in the backfield. Looks like he's got Noah Bowling as a running back as well. C.J. Crabtree goes in motion. He takes the handoff. He breaks the tackle to the right, and we have a touchdown, Warriors.
A great play call there. Crabtree comes in jet motion, gets the football, tough 11-yard run. He tiptoed down the sideline, got the ball in the end zone, touchdown Warriors. So now we're on the board.
Yeah,
first touchdown of the 2018
That's
season.
right. C.J. Crabtree with the first touchdown here for the Warriors. Getting great job of running there on the right-hand side. He got to about the 5-yard line. Looked like he may get pushed out of bounds, but he tiptoed it, tight wired it, and got inside. Now the Warriors attempting to PAT. That's Peyton Rogers. The kick is blocked at the line of scrimmage, and the extra point attempt will be no good. But the Warriors get the opening score here with a 10-yard touchdown scamper by C.J. Crabtree. and the Warriors lead 6-0 with 11:54 remaining here in the first half.
I think we saw a lot of positives out of our offensive line in that possession by Central, and a lot of good hard running by running backs. Noah Bowling, a sophomore. C.J. Crabtree, a sophomore. Again, young guys running behind a veteran offensive line. And that's what it's going to be for this team. That's what it's going to take. I think the Warriors have established early on in the 2018 season, we are going to be a running football team. And so in order to do that, you got to have everybody working together. And in that possession, they did it.
You talk about the youth, again, Noah Bowling with the hard run, a sophomore. Big catch out there earlier in that drive by Ben Brickey, a sophomore. Touchdown run by C.J. Crabtree, sophomore. Interception earlier in the game by Matthew Boggs, freshman. And the Warriors now lead 6-0, and for the first time tonight, we'll be kicking off. Again, Peyton Rogers will be back to kick the ball off to the Eastside Spartans. Looks like we have, I believe it's number 6, Grayson Whited on the far side to receive the kickoff. And I believe it's number 2, Will Stansberry, closest to us, awaiting the kickoff from Rogers. Ball is teed up on the 40. Warriors fans ringing some cowbells. Cheerleaders are excited. And there's the kickoff. It looks like Whited will take the kickoff at the 20. He's across the 25 to the 30. He's to the 35, the 40. He's got a few blockers out in front. He'll finally be pulled down at about the Warriors' 45-yard line. Tackle made by number 12, Maddox Reynolds, chasing him down from behind. But a good return by the Eastside Spartans. But we have a flag on the field.
I tell you, Chris, in football, especially in high school football, everybody wants to know, how's your offense or how's your defense? One thing nobody ever seems to talk about is special teams. And special teams can win and lose you football games. Fortunately here, we have a flag. Looks like it's going to go against the Eastside Spartans. But listen, in football, there's 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. You better be good at all 3, because at any given moment, something's going to come back to get you.
Yeah, you reference special teams. You really got to look at the special teams play so far as what has set the game up for the way it is. Warriors with a big kickoff return to start the game off and have played most of the game inside of Spartan territory.
Exactly.
And the Spartans have been playing with the long field the whole game, and here they get a chance to flip the field finally. But a block in the back penalty has instead of having the ball on the Warrior side of the field across midfield, they will instead start at their own 29-yard line thanks to the block in the back penalty.
That's called hidden yardage.
Rasnick again in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers. He throws it out wide to number 5. He breaks a couple. I'll take it back out to that's number 6. Looks like he'll get about a 5-yard gain on the swing pass. If I didn't quite get the number, I believe it was number 6, Grayson Whited. Yeah, number 6. Until get a running back split out wide that time. Maybe one of those pass plays that's kind of it's a run play. It's a pass play, but it's kind of a run play.
It's an extended run. It's a bubble pass to the left. And so, nothing hurt there, right? So it's like a long handoff, really. So now the Spartans have themselves in a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, it'd be a 5-yard catch there from Rasnick to Whited. Again, the Spartans come out this time with 3 wide receivers. Looks like number 22, Garrett Whited, is in the backfield. But we have a timeout. Again, I believe it was called by the Spartans.
I think it was called
by Eastside. So another timeout called here. We're at 11:04 remaining in the first half. Again, if you just joined us, C.J. Crabtree with a 10 to 11-yard scamper on the Warriors' last possession to give the Warriors a 6-0 lead. Spartans have come out. They've aired it out quite a bit tonight. Actually had a touchdown pass, about a 62-yard touchdown pass, overturned earlier in the game due to a penalty. Had another pretty good-sized pass dropped by the Spartans receiver, and then actually did complete another pass but could not convert that into any points. And the Warriors, even though they haven't exactly gained a lot of yardage, have bent. They've not broken, and they have the lead.
They have the lead and they have the momentum right now. And so that's big. With a young team, that's huge. So we're going to see what Eastside does here. I expect them to throw the ball some more. 2nd and 5. Don't let it fool you. They love going to this trips formation to either side, and that's what they're in now.
They have trips formation here to the side closest to us. 1 receiver out wide. Rasnick in the backfield, joined by Garrett Whited on his left. It is a handoff. I know it's a play action fake. Rasnick keeps the ball, makes something out of nothing with a scramble up the middle. Looks like he'll get about 4. I believe it's going to bring up a 3rd down and very short there on the kind of the play action or maybe the read option play.
Yeah, that was the zone read. And I tell you, Dylan Short for the Warriors, number 7, did an excellent job there at staying at home, not biting on the fake. Rasnick really had nowhere to go and did a good job to pick up some yards there to make it 3rd and short for Eastside. Now, even though it's 3rd and 1, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Spartans put the ball in the air right here.
Well, they've got, again, trips to the side closest to us, one receiver out to the far side. I believe it's Grayson White at this time in the backfield. Rasnick drops back to make a pass. It's a slant pass to number 9, Nick Livingston. He makes the catch and crosses midfield into Warriors territory. Give him about 15 yards on the completion. Again, that's Rasnick to Nick Livingston, his top receiver, as we talked about before the game.
Livingston's dangerous, and he was one-on-one on the outside. Pretty easy throw and catch there. Again, 3rd and 1. You would think we're going to run the football. Not Eastside. We're going to put the ball in the air.
So for the first time tonight, the Spartans have crossed midfield into Warriors territory. Again, trips to our side closest to us. Rasnick takes the snap. He drops back about 3 yards, and he goes deep down the left-hand side. That's Livingston, who makes the catch, and the Warriors will not be able to bring him down. It's a 47-yard touchdown strike. Rasnick to Nick Livingston. We are tied at 6.
Simple go route by Livingston. I was watching him on that play. Simple go route straight down the field. Blew by the defensive back. And what can you say about Rasnick? Perfect pass to his favorite receiver, Livingston, for a big touchdown for the Spartans.
Yeah, it was one-on-one coverage out to the left-hand side. The Warriors had no safety help over the top. Great pass, great touch by Rasnick. Great catch that time by Livingston. Again, a 47-yard touchdown pass, Rasnick to Livingston. And the Spartans line up for the extra point. The extra point would give them a lead. Little formation shift here. The Spartans still lining up, it appears, to kick the extra point. I believe that's number 62. Is that Timothy Hill, the extra point kicker here? The hold will be by number 2, Will Stansbury. There's the snap. The kick is up. It's a low kick. I believe it just barely crossed over the crossbar. A slight moan from the Warriors crowd. From my point of view, it looked like it may have gone under, but both officials agreed it just went over the top of the crossbar. And with that extra point, with 9:55 remaining in the first half, it's Eastside Spartans 7, Central Warriors 6.
Don't have to be pretty, Chris. Just has to go through.
That's
right.
What
happened on the extra point. It looked like somebody got a hand on that. I couldn't really tell, but the trajectory of the kick would indicate that someone got a hand on it. Let's go back to the touchdown play. Rasnick to Livingston. What happens when you have multiple receiver sets? The defense is forced to go in man-to-man coverage. That's tough. That's just tough. So especially with experience. And Rasnick, again, an all-region quarterback. Livingston, his top receiver. And again, it was nothing fancy, just a beautiful throw, beautiful catch, touchdown Spartans, and now they have a 1-point lead. So I'll be interested to see how this young Central football team responds.
Yeah, they had the lead. They took the lead there with the first opening touchdown of the season and of the game. The lead lasted about 2 minutes, and now this young Warriors team finds themselves in a deficit. And let's see how they respond here. Let's see if the Warriors can't get another a good kickoff return. Again, it's Ethan Mullins in the backfield, again, waiting the kickoff. And I believe is that Crabtree on the far side, perhaps? Here's the kickoff. It's a low squib kick taken by the up back, number 2. That's Noah Bowling. He takes it at about the 30-some-yard line. He crosses the 45, and just like Noah Bowling does, he continues to push the pile. I believe he got 10 yards with 3 Spartans on his back. He was met at about the 45-yard line, the Warriors' own 45-yard line, and he proceeded to carry at least 3 Spartan tacklers all the way into Spartan territory. And instead of the Warriors starting in their own field position, they will start at the Spartans' 44. So yet again, another drive in Spartans territory for the Warriors.
Hey, look up football player in the dictionary. You're going to see Noah Bowling's name there. Noah spent a lot of time in the offseason in the weight room. It shows, man. He's getting behind his pads, drug about 10 guys, it seemed like.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of Bowling working out, and he's definitely put on a lot of muscle in the offseason. Crabtree goes in motion, takes the handoff from McCamus out to the right. Looks a lot like the play that Crabtree scored a touchdown on. Rolls out to the right, and it looks like he will cross the 35-yard line. Looks like he'll be down inside the 35-yard line, waiting for an official word. No, he's going to be down right at the 35-yard line. So give Crabtree a gain of 9 again on the handoff to the right-hand side.
Exact same play as the touchdown. Jet sweep right. Now, I'll tell you what to look for here. they're setting it up for McAmis to keep the ball off of this. If that happens, I'll look for Mac to break a big one.
Yeah. Let's see what again, on the Spartans, they had a 3rd down and 1. They looked to air it out. I'm guessing the Warriors will hand it off. They do. It's to Noah Bowling in the backfield, and just like Noah Bowling has done, he gets a big gain, takes a few hits, crosses the 30, will be taken down at about the 26-yard line, and that is a shade tree landscaping Warrior first down.
This kid's a truck. Every time he gets the football, he's gaining 5 to 8 yards.
Yeah, you can tell
he's
he's
like a big dump truck running through there.
He's bent over at the waist right there, but he's like, give me the rock. Keep feeding me the rock. Just you guys get on my back. If you're Spartans, get on my back, and I'll carry you all the way down to the end zone. Bowling's in the backfield. McAmis is under center. Crabtree goes in motion. It's a fake pitch and a handoff to, I believe that's Bowling in the backfield. This time, though, he's met in the backfield with not a lot of running room. Take that back. That was actually number 12, Maddox Reynolds, on the handoff. Again, Maddox is 12, Bowling is 2. That looks like it will be about a loss of maybe 2 or 1 or 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and long here for the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors went back to the counter. They tried it in the first quarter. Wasn't really successful. Trying to catch the Spartans over pursuing off of the jet sweep action. Again, nothing there for Maddox.
Bowling does re-enter the game on this play. McAmis in the shotgun. Bowling is the only back in the backfield. C.J. Crabtree split out wide left. Instead, the handoff goes to number 20. That's Matthew Boggs. He was out to the right-hand side. It's the sweep to the left. Looks like Reynolds will get to about the 24-yard line, so it'll be about a gain of 3, bringing about 3rd down and 8 here for the Warriors.
Well, the Warriors have found something here on the Jets. Jet sweep right, jet sweep left. Everything's been positive out of that. So we'll see. See, when they come out in this formation, when they've been running the jet sweeps, the wings have slid out a little bit wider than they normally do out of the traditional double wing set. So they're almost like a slot receiver. You could term them a slot receiver. Let's see what we do here on 3rd and 8.
Warriors
same formation.
Warriors have Bricky, and I believe that's we have a whistle on the play. We have a flag. I believe we got off sides. They had Dylan Short and Ben Bricky split out wide, but we've got a flag on the snap. It will be an offsides penalty on each side. So make it, instead of 3rd and 8, it will now be a 3rd and a manageable 3 as the Warriors cross inside the red zone to the Eastside Spartans 19-yard line.
Oh, man, as a coach, that makes the play calling so much easier. 3rd and 8, now we're 3rd and 3. I would stick with the same formation. Let's go back to the double wing, the almost the slot with the wings kind of flared out a little bit. Looks like that's what they're going to.
Yep.
With Crabtree and Boggs as your wings.
Yep, and you got Bowling in the backfield. It's hand off to Crabtree. Again, it's the sweep to the right. He's across the 20, down to the 15, inside the 15, stumbles out of bounds at just around the 10-yard line. That will be a gain of about 8 or 9 for C.J. Crabtree on the play. That's worked quite well so far with the Warriors, and that'll be another shade tree landscaping Warriors 1st down.
I'm going to tell you, another great run by C.J. Crabtree, but something that's not going to show up in the scorebook on that play, or on the stat sheet, I guess I should say, is the block on the outside there by Dylan Short. Sealed off his man, allowed Crabtree to pick up the 1st down.
And give those big uglies on the right-hand side, Eli Stallard and Zach Roberts, the right guard and the right tackle, for their blocking as well. Handoff goes to Noah Bowling, the up back in the backfield. He crosses inside the 10. We take him down at around the 7-yard line. Give Bowling a hard 3 yards on the run up the middle to the left-hand side, perhaps setting up another sweep to the right-hand side for Crabtree as we have an injured player here. A Warrior is down. Can't quite make out the number. It looked like number 52, which would be Timothy Taylor, the offensive lineman. But we'll wait to see for sure as some of the coaching staff gathers around him.
Yeah, that's one thing you definitely don't want to see is an injured player here. First Friday night of the football season. We hope it's nothing serious. You don't want to speculate kind of what's going on down on the field right now. We just hope that this young man's able to get up and walk off the field and be able to get back in the game at some point tonight.
Yeah, the coaching staff's gathered around him. He's probably laying there on his back. And we got 7 minutes and 21 seconds here remaining in the first half. The Spartans on a 47-yard touchdown pass from Rasnick to Livingston scored 7 points, which was preceded by about 2 minutes by a 10-yard touchdown run by C.J. Crabtree. Looks like the young man that was injured is limping off the field, so we'll assume it was a leg injury. It is number 52, Timothy Taylor, a junior offensive lineman and linebacker for the Warriors. Again, it looks like he's okay. Again, there's a slight limp and some grimace in his face as he walks off, but he's not receiving any help walking off from the coaching staff. Again, we won't speculate if he'll return or not, but based on the way he's walking, maybe it's just a little nick, and we'll see Taylor again here shortly.
Walking off under his own power, that's good, but here's something to look for. We got a new offensive lineman in the game. How's that going to affect the offensive play calling here inside the 10-yard line?
We got Timothy Taylor as the left guard for the Warriors. So we'll see what the Warriors look to do here on this particular play. C.J. Crabtree's in the game. He is split out to the left. Noah Bowling is in the backfield. We can't quite make out who's the running back on the far side. Crabtree goes in motion. It's a fake. It's a pass to Bricky.
Touchdown.
And that's a touchdown by the Warriors. Give McAmus a 6-yard touchdown pass to Ben Bricky on the left-hand side. It was a play-action fake that time to Crabtree on the sweep. McAmus pulled the ball down. He hits Ben Bricky on the slant pattern, and it's a 6-yard Warriors touchdown. Give the Warriors a 12-7 lead.
You have to honor the jet. You have to honor the jet. And when you honor the jet, if it's been successful, it's going to leave your receivers with one-on-one coverage of the outside. McAmus with a great pass to Bricky.
There's the snap on the point after, and this time the kick from Peyton Rogers is good, and that will give the Warriors a 13-7 lead. One quick note, I did see Taylor on the field there for that PAT. He did come off the field. He wasn't supposed to be in. He was able to sprint off the field, so Taylor is healthy. I'd like to report that he obviously was just a minor injury there on the play before, but it is a 6-yard touchdown pass from Isaiah McAmus to Ben Bricky. That will give the Warriors a 13-7 lead. It was 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the first half.
Nice drive there by the Warriors. Coming back after the Eastside touchdown, we talked about how would they respond. That's how they respond.
That's it. A lot of the questions that we've talked about are starting to get answered. Both teams in the first quarter seem to be a little sluggish on the offensive side. Spartans made a few mistakes on the passing game. The Warriors couldn't get a whole lot going with that great field position they had in the first half. But suddenly the Warriors getting things going. They're finding out what's working. It's the sweeps to the right with C.J. Crabtree. Some short passing game from McAmus to Bricky. McAmus to Dylan Short. Then Bowling carrying the team on his back on some short, hard-fought runs. And now the Warriors again playing from the lead, 13-7. Rogers lines up for the kickoff. And we've got two guys back. It looks like we've got number 6, Grayson Whited, back for the return. And can't quite make out, maybe number 2, Will Stansberry on the near side. Here's the kickoff. It is a short pooch kick that will trickle out of bounds. Was it touched by number 7 there for the Spartans? Number 7 is Nick Raymond. It was touched by Raymond. I don't believe there will be a penalty. We do have a flag on the field, though. If the kick goes out of bounds, I believe that's an illegal procedure on the kick, but I believe the referees are debating whether or not the Spartans touched it.
Yeah, I don't think he touched it.
They did not. They officially call it I guess it's a legal procedure there by the Warriors by kicking it out of bounds. So that will be a penalty on the kickoff by the Warriors. So it looks like the Spartans will have somewhat good field position here to start. They'll still be on their own side of the field at about the 40-yard line here to start this drive with 6 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, let's see what the Spartans do here. I see Livingston splitting out to the left side. Looks like we're going to have a doubles formation here. I fully expect them to go back to the air again.
Yeah, you got Livingston on the far end of the field. Just notice Ben Bricky is the cornerback that is in charge of guarding him. The Spartans with 2 guys in the backfield this time. Rasnick in the shotgun takes the snap. He hands it off to number 22, Garrett Whited, who pushes the ball. Pretty good little hard-fought run up the middle. He'll cross the 40-yard line, takes down at about the 41. Again, the drive starting at the 35. So it'll be a gain of about 6 by Whited on the inside handoff.
Good tough run there by Whited. It's going to be a 2nd and short now for Eastside, but as we know, down a distance to Eastside doesn't really mean anything. Very unpredictable with their play calling early on.
Eastside, again, there's 2 backs in the backfield. It's number 22, Garrett Whited, and number 6, Grayson Whited, splitting Jordan Rasnick on both sides. You got Nick Livingston at the top, split out to himself. Ben Bricky assigned to guarding him. Rasnick fakes the handoff twice. It's a little screen pass to number 6, Grayson Whited on the near side. He crosses the 50 down to the Warriors 40, and he'll finally be taken down by C.J. Crabtree. And there's a flag, 2 flags on the field. Got a feeling we may have a late hit there, either on C.J. Crabtree or perhaps number 20, Matthew Boggs.
Personal foul against the Warriors.
Yeah, personal foul for the late hit at about the 40, so tack on about 15 more yards.
Was it a late hit?
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think some others of us up here in the press box also disagree. Looked like it was just a good hard-fought tackle right there on the sidelines. But we're not the guys with the white and the black cats and the stripes. And unfortunately, what we say doesn't really matter. So it'll give Eastside really good field position now all the way down to the Warriors' 24-yard line with 6 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, with the Warriors up 13-7. Rasnick in the backfield, this time with just one back. He drops back to pass. He looks to his left. It's a short pass over top to Livingston. And it's tipped and picked off by number 4, Ben Brickey. Brickey crosses the 30, and he'll finally be taken down at about the 33-yard line. He's taken down by the guy who threw the interception. Jordan Rasnick had to chase down Ben Brickey. It looked like a pretty good pass, slipped through Rasnick's hands, and Ben Brickey with the tip drill interception intercepts it inside their own 20-yard line and races out to the 34-yard line. So that's the second interception here by the Warriors of Rasnick passes here in the first half.
Well, the Spartans had 2 receivers to the far side. They tried a slant wheel combination. The wheel route was actually open. Rasnick threw the slant, Brickey in the right place at the right time.
McCamus breaks the huddle under center. C.J. Crabtree goes in motion. It's a handoff, a bobbled handoff. Crabtree sprints out to the right. Again, that play's been working all night. This time Crabtree will get about a 3 to a 4-yard gain on the sweep out to the right. We'll give him, I believe, 4 yards on the run, so it'll make it 2nd down and 6 with the Warriors on the Spartans' 38-yard line.
A little different look from the Warriors there. Instead of running the jet sweep out of the shotgun formation, they go under center. Same results, though. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time.
Absolutely. It looked like Crabtree and McCamus kind of bobbled the exchange a little bit. Crabtree was able to secure the run and pick up 4 yards on 1st down. McCamus again goes under center. This time it's Reynolds in motion. Instead, the handoff goes to Noah Bowling up the middle. He'll get it out to the 40-yard line for a short gain of 2. That'll make it 3rd down and 4 for the Warriors.
What's wrong with Noah? He only picked up 2 yards on the carry.
I think it's because he only had 1 guy on his back.
Okay.
He's used to the heavier load of 3 guys. Maybe he just tripped himself up by the light weight that was on his back. So we'll make it 3rd down and 4. A Warriors ball at the Eastside Spartans 40. The Warriors leading 13-7 as we go to under 5 minutes. Maddox Reynolds goes in motion, takes the pitch, but we've got a flag for I think it was a false start that time by the Warriors. So last possession at 8 were benefited by an offsides penalty by the Spartans. It made it 3rd and 3. This time it's the other way around. The Warriors had a 3rd and 4, but the false start penalty will push them back to their own 35, and we'll call it 3rd and 9.
Absolute drive killer there. You got 3rd and 4, down the distance in your favor. False start. Back 5 yards, and now we're 3rd and 9.
And the clock is running. We're down under 5 minutes here in the first. The Warriors leading the set. The Warriors taking the lead on the 4-yard touchdown pass from McCamus to Ben Brickey on their last drive. The Warriors break the huddle, and we have a timeout call with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. The timeout is called by the Warriors, and the Warriors lead 13-7. It's a pretty big play right here, Kelly, here in the first half. Warriors up by 6 points here on the scoreboard. They've got the ball, not quite out to midfield. You'd like to get the 1st down here and keep eating that clock. That way, worst case scenario, you go into the half up 6. But if you don't pick up any yards and you stop the clock, you're probably going to give Eastside the ball with decent field position and more than enough time with their big strike capability of hitting a big play before going into the half.
I think it's a good time out there by Coach Owens and his staff. Calm this young team down. And you're right. You want to possess the football here because we received the opening kickoff, so Eastside will get the kickoff to start the second half. You do not want Eastside to possess the ball at the end of the first half and then receive the second half kickoff as well. So big play here on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, like you said, if you give the Spartans the ball and they score going into the half, you got a young team. What does that do to the psyche? And then you got to come right back out and try to stop them again. Be good for the Warriors to be great for them to get a 1st down, maybe score some points. McCamus goes under center. He takes the snap. He looks to pass. It's to Ben Brickey on the left-hand side, and it's a catch. Brickey crosses the 50. He's to the 40, to the 35. He'll finally be taken down by a pair of Eastside Spartans. That's Livingston and Amen Hilton on the tackle. But give Brickey and McCamus That's over a 30-yard pass or close to a 30-yard pass, maybe about a 28-yard pass from McCamus to Bricky. Bricky takes it all the way down to the Spartans' 32-yard line on just a quick slant pass from McCamus to Bricky.
Just pitching and catching, baby. A little one-on-one on the outside. Just a little slant route there by Bricky. Great throw by Isaiah. Big first down. Now we're getting in the scoring position. Let's see what this Warrior bunch can do with the football.
That's right. Instead of trying to keep the Spartans off the scoreboard going into the half, the Warriors are probably thinking, let's see if we can't add on to the lead. McCamus in the shotgun. He hands it off to Crabtree to the right-hand side yet again. Crabtree crosses the 20. He's inside the 15 on a great move. The Spartans finally bring him down inside the 10. That's number 13, Amen Hilton, again on the tackle. But give Crabtree a gain of 23 yards. I'll make it 24 yards. Again, on the sweep out to the right-hand side.
Have a night, C.J. Crabtree. He's earning his keep off the jet sweep. The Spartans have no answer for the jet sweep right now. If I'm Coach Owens and his staff, I'm going to run it the rest of the game. They have not proven to stop that yet.
And Spartans head coach Mike Rhodes not too happy with what he sees here out of his defense. Again, C.J. Crabtree eating them alive on the sweep out to the right. Don't know what his yards are. We'll look at the half and see exactly what his official totals are. But he's probably well over the 50-yard mark so far. And at this pace, C.J. Crabtree, the sophomore, maybe giving himself a shot at a 100-yard game here. Again, Mike Rhodes, the head coach of Eastside, calling the timeout. That'll give the Spartans one with exactly 4 minutes remaining here in the first half with his Spartans trailing 13-7. I'm not a football guy, but you just ran the jet sweep to the right. You've been doing it all night. The other team just called timeout. What about a play-action slant again for a touchdown?
I'm looking. I don't see – I'm going to run it again.
Yeah, it looks like we got it.
I'm going to run the jet. I'm going to go jet left here.
McCamus is in the shotgun. Noah Bowling in the backfield. Guy in motion. I believe that's Maddox Reynolds to the left. And he is taken down, and the ball is loose. The referee is calling that his knee was down. That was to the left. Maddox Reynolds. Looks like it will go for no gain for Reynolds. So we'll make it 2nd and goal now for the Warriors at the Spartans' 8-yard line.
Hey, good call. I like the call there on first down. Now we see for the now you might get that.
And C.J. Crabtree in the game. It'll be Crabtree and Noah Bowling in the backfield. Maddox Reynolds out to the right-hand side. We got Dylan Short, the receiver, up top. You got Ben Bricky down low. Crabtree goes in motion. It's a handoff to Noah Bowling up the middle. And, again, another good hard ball run for Noah Bowling. He crosses the 5. They're going to mark him down at the 4-yard line. So 4 hard-fought yards by Noah Bowling will make it 3rd down and goal for the Warriors at the 4-yard line.
Well, here's what you have. You have 2 downs. We're going to anticipate that if the Warriors do not get this on 3rd down, they're going to go on 4th. We've already had an extra point blocked earlier in the game, so it makes sense. You have 2 downs for 4 yards here. Let's see what we come up with. I got to be honest. I'm thinking C.J. Crabtree on the jet sweep right here.
Well, here we go. McCamus under center. Crabtree goes in motion. Instead, it's a quarterback keeper. It's a fake to Noah Bowling. McCamus pushes his way up the middle. Good blocking. It is a touchdown. The near side referee gives McCamus the touchdown. It was a play action all the way. Fake to Noah Bowling up the middle. Just keeps it for him. Good offensive line blocking by the Warriors. Good leg turn right there by Isaiah McCamus, and the Warriors with their 3rd touchdown take a 19-7 lead.
Instead of going with a jet motion, the Warriors go with a rocket motion, ride the fullback. McCamus pulls it, gets into the end zone.
Peyton Rogers lines up for the point after touchdown. The kick is up. This one's good as well. Splits the upper and high down. And yeah, we went from, concerned about the time and preserve the lead to another Warriors touchdown and a 20-7 lead. I think the Warriors picked up about 3 or 4 shade tree landscaping first downs on that possession. Just an absolute great drive. Again, they had a 3rd and 8 with minutes to go in the quarter, and they picked up the big pass play from McCamus to Bricky. And then went back to the ground game. C.J. Crabtree with a couple big runs. Noah Bowling with some runs. McCamus with his 2nd touchdown of the night, one thing and one with legs. And now the Warriors with a 20-7 lead with these over with 2:39 to go.
I think what we're seeing here is a team beginning to find its identity, and it's coming in the full offensive line, getting outside the ball across the middle. Really good balling by the offensive staff in the last few drives. They have found something on the Eastside defense, exploiting it like crazy.
Nick Raymond and Nick Livingston set up to return the kickoff by the Warriors here for Eastside. Peyton Rogers tees it up. And we're at 2:39 to go by Rogers. It'll be another short pooch kick. This will hit the ground. It's a live ball. It's on the ground. Eastside will just fall on it. That's number 24. That's Brian Shea there on the kickoff. Doesn't give the Spartans a return. For the Warriors, Spartans will start inside their own 30. We'll call it the Spartans' 29-yard line. So the Spartans got to go a long way in 2:37 if they want to score before the half.
Long way, but we know this Spartan offense has quick strike potential. So we'll see what we come up with.
Livingston in the shotgun, Spartans with 4 wideouts. Again, or I'm sorry, that's Raznick in the shotgun. Raznick drops back. He's being chased, pursued. He scrambles out to his right. He's just going to tuck and run. He crosses the 35, will be taken down at about the 37. The tackle made there by number 16. That's Ben Stallard, a senior for the Warriors. Give Raznick out to get to about the 38. It'll be a gain of about 9. We'll make it second and a long 1.
A good defense there by the Warriors secondary. The Spartans were looking to take the top off of it. They were going to try to throw the ball long. Good job by the secondary.
Again, Livingston up top. Raznick in the shotgun. It's Ben Bricky on Livingston. Raznick drops back. He pump fakes. He throws it up top. That is a pass to number 7, Nick Raymond, coming out maybe like a wheel route from the tight end of the running back position. Raznick overthrows him by about 2 or 3 yards. Would have been a big play if he could have come down with it, but the pass was a little long, so we'll make it 3rd down and 1 here for the Spartans.
Pretty good coverage on that play, honestly, by C.J. Crabtree. It would have had to have been a dime dropped in there by Raznick for that ball to be completed.
It's 3rd down and 1 now for Eastside. We saw him pass last time they had 3rd down and 1 in this almost very same spot in the field. Again, we were under 2 minutes to go here in the first half, 1 minute and 57 seconds. The Central Warriors lead Eastside Spartans 20-7 here in week 1 of Southwest Virginia football action. Raznick in the shotgun. He has one guy split out to his left, but the Spartans, I think the play clock was running down. Raznick calls the timeout. So Raznick will jog over and see what head coach Mike Rhodes wants to do here on this 3rd down and short. And Mike Rhodes making his head coaching debut for the Eastside Spartans, replacing Coach Hicks, who is now at Union High School.
It's going to be a big play coming out of the timeout here, Chris. 3rd down and 1. If the Warriors can get a stop here, get the ball back with about a minute and a half to go in the first half, we could possibly see some more points put on the scoreboard. We were talking earlier, the Warriors kicker, Peyton Rogers, he's a soccer player. And so he was recruited out of the high school by Coach Owens just to come out and kick. So, he's had pretty good distance on kickoffs tonight. So I'm thinking, Peyton probably has the distance to hit it from 30, maybe 35 yards.
So, again, a minute 57 seconds. Don't get too far ahead here. We'll see what Eastside does on this 3rd down and 1. And we're Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog, bringing you this week 1 Central football action. And for the first time tonight, we see the Spartans in a very stacked lineup. Raznick was under center with a very heavy set. He quarterback sneaks it, and it's a pretty good gain here. He'll cross the 40 out to the 43, so give him 5 yards on the quarterback sneak. That keeps the chains moving. It stops the clock on the 1st down, and the Spartans will now have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 43 with just under a minute and 50 to go. Raznick again goes to the shotgun. We have trip receivers up top. We have 1 receiver down low. Raznick drops back to pass. He avoids a few tackles and breaks some. He's crossed the 50 out to the 45. He'll be chased out of bounds at the Warriors 42. So Raznick not doing it with his arm on this possession. So far, he's doing it with his legs.
So far, this drive is all Jordan Raznick. Like you said, Chris, doing it with his legs. No receivers are open. So that means the Warriors defensive secondary doing their job. Now the linebackers have to turn around and keep their head on a swivel, try to contain him from scrambling.
And good job by the Warriors defensive ends to chase Raznick out of the pocket. They had a chance for the sack in the backfield. Raznick broke it up the middle with a big gain. Rising out with the ball at the 42-yard line of the Warriors. He drops back to pass again. He looks over the middle. That's number 6 who makes the catch. That's Grayson Whitehead, and the Warriors will not be able to bring him down. So we've talked about the quick strike capability. Give the Eastside Spartans a 42-yard touchdown pass. That's Rasnick to Whitehead to make it 20-13.
Yeah, it was right down the seam. Looked like some failure to communicate in the Warriors secondary. And again, that comes back to bite them. Big play by the Spartans, put themselves right back in this football game.
So again, it took them just right around a minute. Not exactly sure when they took possession, but about a minute to go over 60 yards on the touchdown right there by Eastside. I think that's why if you're a fan of the Central Warriors, you got to keep trying to tack on these points when you can, because this Eastside team has shown that they can score, and they can score quick if they need to. And a 22-7 lead is now 20-13 with a point after attempt pending here for Eastside. There's the snap. This time the kick is blocked. Looked like it may have hit Eastside's own guys perhaps, but it is blocked at the line of scrimmage. Didn't quite see who it hit. But with the failed point after attempt, it will keep the score Central Warriors 20 and the Eastside Spartans 13 with 1 minute and 31 seconds to go here in the first half.
Now that was a 42-yard touchdown pass from Rasnick. So good job by the Spartans there. Falling behind by 2 scores. They needed some momentum. They got the momentum back now.
So if you compare the two teams, you got 3 touchdowns by Central, an 11-yard touchdown run by Crabtree, a 4-yard pass from McAmis to Bricky, and then a short 3-4-yard run by McAmis. So that all the Warriors touchdowns 10 yards or 11 yards or less. For Eastside, it's been a 47-yard touchdown from Rasnick to Livingston, and then a 42-yard touchdown pass from Rasnick to Whitehead.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris, after a scoreless first quarter, we've had 33 points scored here in the second quarter. So the offenses have seemed to find their rhythm here.
Yeah, they sure have. And, first game jitters, perhaps. First game excitement. Either team, maybe they're just filling each other out in the first quarter, and maybe we're in for one heck of a second half. But the first half ain't over yet. We've seen the Warriors with some big kickoff returns so far tonight. Well, I think Coach Owens will be happy to go into the half up 7. If he can get some good field position here, he might try to tack on a few more points going into the half.
Yep, Mullins and Boggs back to receive the kick for the Warriors.
They stand at their own 20, awaiting the kickoff here from number, I believe it's 62, Timothy Hill. It's another short kickoff. Noah Bowling will chase it down. Nope, it'll be bobbled by, that is Boggs, who finally picks it up. He's across the 30, across the 35. Will finally be brought down at the 36-yard line. Tackle made by number 24, Bryson Shepard for Eastside. So decent field position here for the Warriors. They got to go 64 yards if they want to score a touchdown. Minute 25. They got 2 timeouts left. No, 1 timeout left. Kelly, what are you doing here if you're calling the plays?
Well, 2 timeouts. I think the key is going to be the first down play. The Eastside has 1 timeout, so they're not going to be able to stop the clock on you. We'll see. Like you said, we've got a touchdown lead getting ready to go into the half. Let's see what happens on this first play.
And you're like me, you keep seeing the scoreboard wrong. It is 1 Warrior timeout, 0 Eastside timeouts. Crabtree goes in motion. It's the jet sweep to the right yet again. Crabtree gets across the 35. He'll be taken down at about the 36, maybe the 37. It'll be a very short gain that time. I think they're going to give him about a yard gain. So on that first down play, look like Owens maybe trying to hope he can hit it big, and if not, maybe just go into the half with that 7-point lead.
No rush here to get a playoff by Central. Looks like we're content to go into the locker room with a 7-point lead.
Clock now at 55 seconds remaining in the first half. McAmis is in the shotgun. A little bit of confusion here. C.J. Crabtree races out to the left. McAmis takes a snap. He drops back to pass. He's at the 30. He rolls out. He throws it. It is caught on the right-hand side. Could not quite make out the number.
That was Mullins, I believe.
It is Mullins. It'll be a short pass. It looks like maybe we'll make it 3rd down and 2. So give him about 7 yards on the pass play. So I guess that's why we're up here, Kelly, not there on the sidelines making these decisions instead of just being content with the 7-point lead. Coach Owens throws the ball right there. Little gain, and with 43 seconds to go, maybe the Warriors can try to score.
Yeah, we'll see. 3rd and 3. Looks like we got trips formation to the near side of the field.
Yep, McAmis again rolls out to his left looking to pass. He's being pursued. He throws it. It is caught across the first down line. little rollout pass. That pass is caught by number 13, Dime Lester. First down right there by the Warriors. They're at midfield, 37 seconds to go. Let's see if they hustle up. McCamus trying to get his team on the ball. Clock still has not started. The Warriors are breaking the huddle. There the clock resumes. Again, McCamus in the shotgun, trips to the top. He drops back. He looks out to his right. There's a pass, and it is dropped this time. Would not have been much of a yardage gain anyway. Again, that was to Dame Lester on the right-hand side. Only about 2 yards, so maybe for the Warriors, a good thing that he dropped it.
Yeah, we got to be real careful here. We're throwing the ball across the field. One of those defensive backs gets a good jump on that. They could take it the other way. So 2nd and 10 from your own 49. You've got one timeout to go, 27 seconds remaining in the first half. We've got some playmakers here. It looks like we're going to go trips to the far side of the field with Mullins split out down here to the near side.
And Reynolds in the backfield with McCamus. McCamus takes a snap. He takes a 3-yard drop. He throws it deep. That's down the left-hand side, number 10, Ethan Mullins. He makes the catch.
No.
They will say he was out of bounds. Great catch right there by number 10, Ethan Mullins, down the left-hand sideline. He made the catch down at about around the 20-yard line. He did have an Eastside Spartan all over him. I believe that was number 2, Will Stansberry, but the officials said he was out of bounds on the catch. So instead of about a 30 to 31-yard pass play, which would have gotten the Warriors down around the red zone with 20 seconds left, it'll create a 3rd and 10 with 21.5 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Great effort by the freshman Mullins there. Thought he had it in.
Again, trips up top. Ethan Mullins down to our near side. McCamus drops back. 3-yard drop. Good blocking by the Warriors, but the blocking does break down. McCamus breaks the sack. He rolls out to his left. He looks deep. He's got some receivers. And it is caught by Dame Lester at the 25-yard line. McCamus had 2 receivers. He had Dylan Short and Lester right there. Lester comes up with the catch. I thought Short was going to come down with it, but instead it is Lester. Give him about a 26-yard pitch and catch from McCamus to Lester. And now with 10.6 seconds to go, the Warriors have the ball at the Eastside Spartans 25. Enough time for one more play.
It looks like McCamus looks like a little Brett Favre action out here, running around the field, throwing across his body, throws the ball up. Damon comes out of nowhere, makes a really good catch. So now we're on the 25-yard line. So from here, it's a 43-yard field goal. Probably not going to happen in this situation. Okay, so 10.6 seconds to go. Here's what you have in your favor. You can still use the middle of the field as long as it's a first down and you can get up and clock the ball, okay? Because we know in high school the clock stops on a first down. You can also use the sidelines here, okay? So we're going to need probably another 10 to 15 yards for Rogers to come in to try a last-second field goal.
Yeah. Real quickly on that last play, good blocking up front. McCamus had time to throw it, but no one was open. He did have to scramble and break some sacks. Did a great job of eluding the sack and creating something out of nothing right there. His legs and his arms helped make that play. Warriors break the huddle. McCamus is in the shotgun. He's got Maddox to his left. I believe it's Ethan Mullins, the receiver. McCamus drops back. He's going to throw it quick out to the right. It is caught. Ben Bricky, touchdown. Yeah. Isaiah McCamus to Ben Bricky. It took 6 seconds for McCamus to hit Ben Bricky with a 25-yard touchdown pass. Bricky had one-on-one coverage out to the right. Great pass by McCamus to lead Bricky at about the 10. Bricky did the rest with his legs, and a 6-second touchdown strike from McCamus to Bricky, 25 yards, gives the Warriors a 26-13 lead. Point after attempt pending by Rogers. There's the snap, and there's the kick by Rogers. It is a low-line drive that shoots straight through the uprights. So in a span of about 2.5 minutes, Kelly, we've seen up-and-down play. We've seen 2 touchdowns. We went from discussing we talked about the Eastside, big play capability. Coach Owens and his bunch and Isaiah McCamus there with his arm showing, you know what? I've got a little bit in my arm as well there, Mr. Rasnick, and when just over a minute and a half, the Central Warriors drive pretty much the length of the field and capitalize it and top it all off with a 25-yard touchdown strike from McCamus to Bricky.
Well, I sense a dynamic duo combination coming here between Bricky and McCamus. They've connected several times tonight, twice for touchdowns. Let's not forget the big play from McCamus to Damai. A great catch by Damai to set that touchdown pass up. So 4 seconds to go here in the first half. We've had 40 points scored here in the second quarter. Are we watching high school football or the Arena Football League here right now?
Watching these two quarterbacks play right now, you wouldn't think you'd be watching Southwest Virginia football. I know
this is 21st century football.
My 1990s Southwest Virginia football was line it up and ground and pound, but right now we are seeing two teams air it out, and we've seen 40 points scored and 4 touchdowns scored via the air. There's a short kickoff by Rogers will be taken by one of the up men by the Spartans. The kickoff will only kill a second. The kickoff was taken by Dakota Greer at the Spartans' 46-yard line. You know, I get the mindset, the play. You don't want to risk giving up a big kickoff return, but you've given Jordan Rasnick now only 54 yards that you need to cover with 3 seconds. If I'm Coach Owens, I believe I get about 2 or 3 guys back a little deep and make sure I don't get beat deep right here with 3 seconds remaining.
I'd probably put 6 or 7 back there. Rasnick can throw the ball that far. We know Livingston can go up and make a big catch. Okay, so 3 seconds to go. We'll see. I don't suspect Eastside just kneeling on the football here. I think they're going to try to Hail Mary type play here.
Yeah, the Warriors have 4 guys back deep, not quite as deep as I would expect. They're about 15 yards off the ball, but they're all retreating back in coverage. Rasnick does air it out. He's got a man. That's Cameron Whited or Grayson Whited. And, man, he was open, but we do have a flag on the field as Rasnick gets up limping. We have a personal foul, roughing the passer penalty called on the Warriors on the play. Kelly, I don't know. I mean, that pass was only about a yard or 2. He covered about 50 yards in the air on the pass right there, and Whited had a couple steps, and that was a touchdown.
Well, it was. And right prior to the play, the Warrior coaching staff was trying to signal to the defensive backs to back up. Now what we have, the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So Eastside's going to have 1 untimed play.
Yeah, the clock says zeros.
From the 39 of the Warriors. So we know man, listen, they can score from anywhere.
Yeah. So, again, you know, this time the Warriors, you know, as I said, they were only about 15 yards off the ball. Now they're about 20 yards back, standing at the 20. I believe I'd get him back closer to the goal line. Rasnick drops back. He's looking into the end zone. He's chased out of the pocket, rolls to his right. He throws it up for grabs, and it will go off of the fingertips of Whited, incomplete, and out of the back of the end zone. So, you know, as we said, Kelly, it was a wild second quarter. We saw 40 points scored from the two teams. We saw 4 touchdowns thrown through the air in the second quarter, 2 by Eastside, 2 by the Central Warriors. And, you know, and then in 6 seconds, we saw what was almost a Hail Mary touchdown pass and then an untimed play. I need a break.
That was – I'm with you. That was good defense there on the final play by Damon Lester. That was a jump ball type pass from Rasnick, and Lester, he just played a little good one-on-one defense there. So, man, what a second quarter. 40 points, 4 touchdowns through the air. This is a fun football game.
This is. You know, those of you that are listening to us at home, hopefully we are entertaining you. You probably should be here watching this. And if you are watching this or you plan on watching these games live, you can still pull us up on YouTube and listen to the game while you watch. And I'm sure we give better commentary than John Doe or Jane Doe sitting beside of you. So maybe put some headphones in and enjoy the game by listening to Kelly and I, and watch it with your eyes and see what we have to say about it.
And Chris and I will tell you up front, this is the homer call. We are the homers, and we don't apologize for that because we're for our boys. So really good first half. Really good first half. You know, first quarter you're thinking, man, what kind of identity do the Warriors have on offense? We were in Eastside territory 4 times. Didn't score. Second half, we throw 27 up on the board. So big halves by C.J. Crabtree, Noah Bowling, Isaiah McAmus, Ben Brickey on the offensive side. On defense, Bricky's got an interception.
Yeah,
Matthew Boggs has an interception. So, wow.
Yeah, who knows? When we come back after the half, Eastside will be getting the ball. About 13 minutes to go here at halftime. The Central Warriors marching band is taking the field. Again, Mr. Ben Harding, the band leader, the band director here. We'll see what his Warriors marching band can do. I'll see if Kelly can't step aside and maybe get us some stats to report to you here during the half. But while we wait here at the half, let's again thank our sponsor. Again, Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog is proud to present you these Warriors sports events. And we plan on bringing you at least all of the home football contests. We hope to bring some away games as well. Sponsorships will dictate that, and accommodations by some of our visiting opponents will also go a long way in that. If you would like to become a sponsor and help us bring you more of these contests, please email us at sturgillsportsmedia@evansturgillphotography.com. And we're warriornationblog.com with updates, scores, articles, and more, typically made by 10:30 a.m. Is that daily? On Saturday. So 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, you can expect an update, some scores throughout the week, perhaps of what happens tonight. On social media, you can give us a follow on Twitter at Sturgill S Media. On Twitter at Sturgill S Media, as well as at the Warrior Nation blog. That's Warrior Nation, NATN blog on Twitter. You can also give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram. And then subscribe to the YouTube channel of Sturgill Sports Media. Subscribe, give us a like. All of the upcoming Warrior sports contests will be brought to you on that YouTube channel. So if you'd like updates and notifications as to when those broadcasts will be, give us a subscribe on YouTube. Again, our game sponsor for tonight is Lonesome Pine Country Club. I'd like to give a big thank you out to Lonesome Pine Country Club. There is a coupon on warriornationblog.com. If you are a golf enthusiast, maybe you're looking to get into the game, you can go to Warrior Nation blog and print off a $5 coupon to receive a $5 discount on green fees. That's Monday through Friday, valid through October 31st. Again, I've been a member at Lonesome Pine Country Club for many years. It's one of the nicest golf courses that you can play at here in the area. Just a fantastic place to go play a round of golf. Beautiful settings, beautiful course. Great accommodations, great staff down there at Lonesome Pine Country Club, and I highly recommend it. Again, there's a $5 off coupon for green fees on warriornationblog.com. Give Lonesome Pine Country Club a call at 276-523-0739. Even if you're not a member, you can play Monday through Friday. Green fees are $35. That does include a cart. That's for 18 holes. So if you go to the Warrior Nation blog and print off that coupon, you can get a $5 discount off that and play 18 holes of golf for $30. On Saturday and Sunday, they are allowing non-member play after 11 o'clock. On Saturday and Sunday, that will be $40 for 18 holes with a cart. So again, non-members can play and members as well. If you want to become a member, give them a call again at 523-0739 and ask to talk to head pro Chris Stacy. Chris Stacy will help hook you up with all of your membership needs and what all goes into being a member at Lonesome Pine Country Club. Again, Lonesome Pine Country Club, tonight's game sponsor of the Warriors, Central Warriors, and the Eastside Spartans. Again, Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog is bringing you this exciting contest between the Warriors and Spartans, a contest that was scoreless after the first quarter. And suddenly the offense exploded there in the second quarter. The Central Warriors scoring 27 points in the quarter. The Spartans added 13 of their own. It was a back-and-forth affair. The Warriors got the scoring started on a touchdown run by C.J. Crabtree to take a 6-0 lead. The Spartans answered very quickly after that with a Rasnick to Livingston 47-yard touchdown strike. The Warriors did not take long after that to throw a touchdown pass of their own. A short pass from McAmis to Ben Bricky made the score Warriors 13, Spartans 6. The Warriors added on to that. A short touchdown run by McAmis on a quarterback sneak made the Warriors lead 20-7. The Spartans did not take long after that. It took them about a minute to drive about 60 yards down the field. This time, Jordan Rasnick hit Garrett Whited on a 42-yard touchdown pass, and suddenly the Warriors' lead was cut from 20 to 7 to 20 to 13. With about a minute and a half to go, the Warriors got the ball. Kelly and I wondered if perhaps the Warriors would be happy going into the half with a 20 to 13 lead. Coach Owens showed us while we were up here, and he's the one making the calls. Some great scrambling ability by Isaiah McAmis kept some drives alive. The Warriors got the ball down to the 25-yard line with under 10 seconds to go, and a 25-yard touchdown pass from Isaiah McAmis to Ben Brickey, their second connection of the night. The point-after attempt by Peyton Rogers was good, and just like that, the Warriors took a 27 to 13 lead, and that's where we stand here at the half. At this time, I'll turn it over to Kelly. Kelly's got some scores from around the area and perhaps some stats of the night's contest.
Okay, we're going to run across a few scores that we have received via Twitter. Right now, Abingdon, this is a Mountain 7 district contest. Abingdon leads John Battle 28 to nothing at halftime. Abingdon has 157 yards passing and 135 yards rushing. So a big start for Garrett Ambergy and his Abingdon Falcons. What do you think about that, Chris? Garrett Ambergy and the Abingdon Falcons. Garrett, the former graduate of J.J. Kelly High School, went to school with me and Chris back in the day. So Abingdon leads John Battle 28 to nothing. Also, Richlands at the half leads Gate City 35 to nothing. So big game there by the Richlands Tornadoes. Okay, Lebanon over Honeacre 14 to 7. We've got Ridgeview over Grundy, 35 to 7, with a minute 17 to go in the first half. At halftime, Chilhowie over Marion, 7 to nothing. Somewhat of a surprising score. Chilhowie returned the majority of the starters from their state runner-up team from just a year ago. Yeah. Now only up 7 to nothing over Marion.
I had a chance to talk to one of Chilhowie's assistant coaches there about a week ago, and he was talking about how they only lost, I believe it was just 2 starters on the offense and defensive side combined, and none of them were like any of the skill position players. So there's a lot of big expectations from the Chilhowie bunch this year. So that is a surprising score early on. We're down to about 6 minutes remaining here at the half. Neither team has returned from the locker room just yet. Again, an exciting first half if you just tuned in. If you listened to us in the first quarter and decided to tune us out, again, it was a scoreless first quarter. Neither team did a whole lot. Warriors had the ball in Spartans territory 4 straight times. Started the first possession at the 18-yard line and could not really come through with anything. But suddenly in the second half, both teams kind of got their feel, and it was all on from there. The Warriors did have a couple interceptions. Matthew Boggs with a big interception, and then Ben Brickey had another big interception of Rasnick there in the first half. I believe one was in the first quarter, another one came in the second quarter. Not exactly sure on that, but again, two interceptions by Warriors defensive backs. And Kelly and I talked before the game. We were curious to see how some of these young guys would do for the Warriors, and they stepped up. Isaiah McAmis not a youngster in the terms of grades. He is a junior, but this is the first season he stepped onto the field for the first week of the season, knowing that he was the quarterback. Again, his cousin Dalton Mullins was the one assigned to being the quarterback the last 2 years. McAmis did fill in some, so he does have some experience. But he had never stepped onto the field in week 1, knowing that it was his position. And he's come out tonight and has shown that he's comfortable at the position. 2 touchdown passes through the air. He has another touchdown on the ground. And so in one half of his, debut start, McAmis with 3 touchdowns on the night. And again, the youngsters, Noah Bowling doesn't have a touchdown to his credit, but some big runs. C.J. Crabtree with 1 touchdown run and a lot of yards on the jet sweep to the right. Ben Brickey, a sophomore, 2 touchdown passes through the air receiving. Another interception. Matthew Boggs, a freshman, also with an interception there in the first quarter. So these youngsters really stepping up early on here for the Central Warriors. And let's see how, we've talked before. Can they play from behind? Can they play, with the lead? And for the first time in a lot of these guys' big-time career, they're going to come out at the half with a 2-touchdown lead, and let's see how well they respond to playing with that lead. Okay, here's Kelly now with some stats.
We got a few stats in from the first half, Chris. We've got C.J. Crabtree had 8 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. Very good offensive half from C.J. Crabtree. Majority of those yards coming on the jet sweep early and in the mid part of the second quarter. Isaiah McAvis, Chris, you mentioned him. 7 of 12 for 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no interceptions, no turnovers. Great start for Isaiah. Also, Ben Brickey, the sophomore, 79 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Brickey also has an interception to his credit. So overall in the first half, the Warriors have amassed 236 total yards. I think if you would have told Coach Owens these stats at the beginning of the night, that you were going to have these stats at halftime, he would have taken it, no question.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned all the yards and all that as first half stats. We don't have the official numbers up here with us, but at one point I felt like in the first quarter it was in the negatives. We had a few good plays and we'd go backwards, and then suddenly the floodgates opened up in the second quarter, and like I said, it was like watching a professional football game up here. Balls thrown through the air, receivers making good catches, breaking tackles, and not just from the Warriors, from both teams really on the offensive side. But, as you said before, we're the homer call, and fortunately for the homer call, we have a 2-touchdown lead at the half, and, no reason to think that the way they looked in the second quarter, they couldn't hang on to that.
Well, I think, like we mentioned late in the first half, I think this Warrior football team found an identity, and that identity came in the form of the jet sweep. It came in the form of the quick passing game. So it came in the form of Noah Bowling running the football hard up the middle. That kid showed a lot of character and a lot of drive in the first half. So it's going to be interesting here in the second half. We have about a minute and a half to go. We have some the Spartans have came back out onto the field. Looks like the Warriors are returning to the field now as well. And it's going to be an interesting second half. Eastside will receive the kickoff. And I'm going to be honest with you, Chris. If I'm the Eastside coaching staff, I'm really not changing a lot of what I'm doing. They're being very successful through the air. I don't change a whole lot of that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You don't change a whole lot. That's probably their game plan for most of the games anyway. They shot themselves in the foot a couple times. They did have one big touchdown pass overturned by a penalty there in it was the first quarter. They almost struck there again with 6 seconds to go at the end of the half. Just a slight overthrow. The inexperienced, I guess, cornerback, defensive back play by the Warriors compared to the more experienced Eastside passing game did show at times. Again, the Warriors did have 2 interceptions on defense, but the Eastside, they had a 47-yard touchdown pass, a 42-yard touchdown pass. So they've shown that they do have the big play capability. And, if you're a fan of the Warriors, you'd love to see a quick defensive stop right here by the Warriors on this first possession. If you're Eastside, you're down by 2 touchdowns. If you can get one here quickly on this first possession and trim that lead back, cut it in half and get it back to just a 1-touchdown score, it would it would help set them up. So both teams looking to maybe set the tone here in the second half with this opening possession of the second half.
Absolutely. One bright spot also for the Warriors on the offensive side of the football, over 100 yards rushing in the first half. That's a credit to the offensive line. We were on those guys pretty hard in the first quarter, saying they've got to take control of the line of scrimmage. In the second quarter, they took control of the line of scrimmage. Big Tanner Hensley. Big Timmy Taylor, who actually went out for a play because of an injury and didn't return. McKinley Dale doing a solid job there at center. Eli Stallard, Zach Roberts. Here's the thing about offensive linemen. You're not playing a glory position. Most of the time, the papers aren't going to write your name. But I'm going to tell you what. They've had a big part to do with the 27 points put on the board by the Warriors here in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially that right-hand side. We talked about it before. that right-hand side on that jet sweep with C.J. Crabtree, just some great blocks. And, you got to give the line some credit. You got to give C.J. some credit, too. Some nifty moves there on some of those runs. I know one run he went all the way almost to the sideline, cut back, some jukes and jives back into the middle of the field, and picked up some big yards on that first touchdown, tiptoed the sideline, was able to get that 10, 11-yard touchdown run there early on. So, again, a little sluggish first quarter. Let's hope that those early first quarter possessions don't really come into play as this game plays out. But an outstanding second quarter played by the Central Warriors.
Absolutely. And another thing I'd like to bring up is the outside blocking of our receivers. Those jet sweeps, it's really predicated on your receivers to the outside, holding and sustaining their blocks so that you have some room out there. And they've done a good job in the first half. Dylan Short comes to mind. He made several key blocks for CJ to pick up some big gains. So here we go. We got about 50 seconds before the second half begins. The officials are back out on the field. The special team units for both teams are gathering on the sidelines. Adjustments have been made at halftime. A lot of talking has been done at halftime. A lot of getting fired up again has happened at halftime. So, we'll see how both of these teams respond in the second half. Overall, real good halves of football.
And we are Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog, bringing you tonight's Central Warriors football action as the Central Warriors host the visiting Eastside Spartans. Again, good contest so far. We'd like to thank our game sponsor again, Lonesome Pine Country Club, for making tonight's contest possible. A little confusion here before we start the second half as to which direction the two teams will go.
You got to know which way to go, guys.
That's right. Looks like the Warriors will line up on our right. The Spartans will line up on our left. So the Spartans will be receiving the kick. They'll be going left to right. From our point of view, not exactly your radio dial, but if you're looking at your cell phone while we talk, they'll be going from left to right across your cell phone. Hopefully Coach Kelly and I, or Kelly Foster and I, are painting a good picture for you tonight. It's not as gorgeous as the picture we have here. We have the sun finally setting over to our right. Nice little beautiful sky to our right, dark sky to our left. Just an absolute gorgeous night of football here in Southwest Virginia. And here's the second half kickoff. Looks like Livingston will take it at about the 10. He crosses the 20 to the 25 to the 30, out to the 35, where he'll finally be tackled by some Central Warriors, some defenders. It looks like that's number 6 for the Warriors, A.J. Kennedy, on the initial tackle. So the Spartans will start their first possession of the second half at their own 35-yard line.
Really good coverage there by the kickoff team. Looked like that Livingston had a seam. It closed quickly. And so now the Spartans will take over on their own 35. I expect the double set. I expect the trips. So now we've started the second half with doubles. Two receivers to both sides.
Yeah, Spartans line up 2. It looks like Whitey goes in motion. He gets the handoff at the 30. He's across the 40 to the 45, and is finally brought down, by a Warriors tackler. It looked like it may have been number 23, C.J. Crabtree, on the tackle, but not before Whitey crosses the 45-yard line out to about the 46.5-yard line. That will be a first down for the Spartans on the first play, on a run play by the Spartans.
So Eastside says, whatever you can do, we can do better. They start the second half with a jet sweep of their own.
Theirs went to the left, though. Warriors have been going to the right successfully. But, again, same concept. Eastside comes out with 2 backs in the backfield this time. Rasnick takes the snap. It is a handoff this time to number 22. That's Garrett Whited. He's across midfield to the 45, where he'll be brought down. Having a tough time here on that word. Brought down by about 5 Warriors. He crosses the Warrior 45. Will be close to another Spartans first down. Looks like he'll be about a yard short on the 9-yard gain that time by Garrett Whited.
Spartans coming out in the second half trying to establish the run. They're kind of going opposite of what they did in the first half. When they came out in the first half, they established the pass. So we'll see what they do here.
That's 2 runs for 19 yards so far for the Spartans here in just over a minute. Again, Rasnick in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 2 receivers to his right. That is Grayson Whited in the backfield. He takes the handoff. He crosses the 45, across the 40 to the 35, and he'll be brought down at the 30. I want to find me a new word, Kelly. He's finally brought down at the 30. It'll be another Spartans first down on the gain. Looks like it's about a 13-yard pickup.
That is pronounced brought.
Broke.
Okay.
brought.
Now we've
Tackled.
established that.
Tackled.
But again, the Spartans go back to the running game, something they didn't do a lot of in the first half. So here we go. Now on the Warriors' 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, 3 straight runs for about 35 yards already for Eastside. Again, 2 receivers out to the right, 2 to the left, wide in the backfield. Rasnick bobbles the snap. It is a fumble. He picks it back up. He'll get it back to about the 34-yard line. So what looked like it could be disastrous, Rasnick was able to at least salvage a loss of only 3 yards on the play. Again, he was back about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He'll get it back to about a 4-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13 here for Eastside at the Warriors' 34-yard line.
Really fortunate to recover that fumble. That was a big play there, a potential disaster play for the Spartans.
Yeah, a little bit of a high snap right there, but Justin McCoy, the Eastside center. Trips out to left. It is a bubble screen pass that hits the ground. They're going to rule it as a backwards pass. The referees rule it as a fumble, and it is covered by the Warriors on the far side. It looks like it's number 22, Tyson Tester. Yes, Tyson Tester with the recovery. There's a little bit of a meeting right here by the officials. Are they going to rule out an incomplete forward pass, or is that going to be a fumble?
There was no indication by the side judge as to what that was. He didn't blow his whistle, so therefore the play continues.
And then we have a flag on the far side. It looks like we have defensive holding, which will negate any fumble. There's still some confusing going on right now by the officials. They're unsure as exactly what to do. Looks like they're going to mark it off as defensive holding, which will be
an automatic.
I believe that's an automatic first down. If it is, Coach Owens wants an explanation. It is going to be a defensive holding call, as we just got the official word. Coach Owens not too happy with the call. It is not automatic for it. It'll be 2nd down and 8. So a bad call goes against the Warriors right there. It looked like a fumble recovery by Tyson Tester. Instead, it'll be defensive holding. Rasnick takes the snap. He hands it off to number 6. That is Whited. He crosses the 20-yard line, and he's finally brought down at the 17-yard line. Tackle is made by number 51, T.J. Miller for the Warriors, but not before the Spartans pick up another first down on the ground, Kelly.
Eastside just gashing the Warrior defense here. What they're doing, Chris, they're spreading the field like they have the whole game. What that forces you to do is to take your defenders to cover the receivers. They have to respect the pass. Opens up running lanes, and that's what the Spartans are doing here.
So the Spartan drive is now approaching 3 minutes, and they have the ball down to the 17-yard line. Again, 2 backs in the backfield. Rasnick takes the snap. He gives it to number 22. That is Garrett White. At this time, the Warriors defense steps up. It will be a short gain, maybe no gain on the play. Good defensive stop right there by the line, but we do have a flag on the play, Kelly.
Another flag. Yeah, it was a good tackle there by Zach Roberts, number 56, senior for the Warriors. Let's see what the penalty's on.
It is going to be a face mask call going against the Warriors. So a good stop right there by the Warriors defense will again be negated by the face mask call. It'll just be a 5-yard penalty. But it does wipe out the stop. It will make it what looks like 1st down and 4 for the Spartans at the Warriors' 10-yard line. And we have 9 minutes and 13 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. The Warriors lead the Spartans 27-13.
Well, the Spartans have ran the ball all the way down the field.
Yeah,
now they're going to throw it.
Yeah, so far no pass play so far by Eastside here in this half. Again, 2 receivers out to the left and right for Rasnick. Whited goes in motion. Yeah. It is a handoff to number 6, Whited. He's chased out to the left. There is a flag on the play. Whited does cross the end zone for a touchdown, but we do have a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to come back. I believe that's going to be holding against the Spartans. It is.
It's like we have an illegal block in the back on the Spartans, so it will negate a 10-yard touchdown run by number 6, Grayson Whited. So instead of a 6-yard or a 10-yard touchdown run by Grayson Whited, it will be 1st down and a little bit longer than that now for the Eastside Spartans. So
2 touchdowns called back.
Yeah, kind of a sloppy start here by both teams. We've got, I think, 3 penalties already. We didn't have a whole lot of penalties in the first half, and here we are 3 minutes and 11 seconds into the second half, and the laundry's hitting the field at a little higher rate.
Well, here's what you got to understand. Eastside played a benefit game last week, so they played 4 quarters of football straight. The Warriors have only played 2 consecutive quarters of football, then had a long break, then tried to play 2 more. So this is the first time the Warriors have played 4 consecutive quarters. It does make a difference.
Spartans have the ball on their at the Warriors 20. It's first down and 13. Rasnick in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He rolls out to the right. It looks like it's a direct quarterback draw on the rollout to the right. Rasnick will run down to about the 15-yard line before he's finally brought down by the Warrior defense. So give Rasnick a gain of 5. That'll bring up second down and 8 from the Warriors' 15-yard line.
Now, Rasnick showed us in the first half that he can hurt you with his legs. And so just simple doubles formation, and Rasnick just keeps the football, quarterback sweep right.
So this Eastside drive now approaching 4 minutes here. The Eastside got the ball to open up the second half at their own 35. They've marched down to the Warriors' 15-yard line. Rasnick again in the shotgun. He has Whited behind him as the running back. It is a pitch out to the left. The Warriors meet him in the backfield, but he's able to break through from that tackle and gets about a 5-yard gain out to about the 10-yard line. That'll bring up third down and what looks like about 3 here for the Eastside Spartans on the Warriors' 10-yard line.
Good gain there by the Spartans. Looks like we got timeout on the field here, Chris.
I think we have maybe a player shaken up by the Warriors. Looks to be okay. The referee signals for the clock to resume. Again, a drive now for over 4 minutes. We're at 7 minutes and 40 seconds here in the third quarter on the opening possession of the second half. The Eastside Spartans marching down the field on a drive that started at the 35. They're down to the Warriors' 10, but have a crucial third down and 4. Eastside has 2 backs in the backfield flanking Rasnick on either side. It looks like a busted play. Rasnick will take off with it on his own. He'll get down to about the 8-yard line, which I believe will be just short, at least with my eyes, of the first down, bringing up a very critical 4th down and short here on this opening Spartans drive.
Yeah, real mix-up there in the backfield on that play. 2 running backs set up beside of Rasnick. Looked like someone got confused. Rasnick did a good job just to get some positive yards. But here comes a big-time 4th and 1 play.
Yep, the Warriors student body now trying to make some noise here. Rasnick will go under center. Doesn't do this a lot.
Sneak.
Last time he did a quarterback sneak, he does it again. It looks like he has the first down as he crosses the 6-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 5, which will give him a first down by about 2 yards. So here we are almost halfway through the third quarter, and Eastside has gone from the 35-yard line all the way to the 5 and is yet to throw the ball through the air in this quarter.
Well, they've just changed philosophies at halftime. They said, you know what, we threw the ball, and we threw the ball well in the first half, but they must have found something on the Warriors front that give them the idea that they could run the football.
Yep, Eastside breaks the huddle. Again, Rasnick in the shotgun. He has both Whites flanking him. He gives it to number 22. He breaks a tackle and will cross the goal line on the 5-yard touchdown. Give it to Garrett Whited on a 5-yard touchdown run. Pretty good run that time by Garrett Whited. He broke some tackles, had a few Warriors all over him, but was able to punch that ball in. A 5-yard touchdown run makes the Warriors lead 27-19 with the Spartans' point-after attempt still looming.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy tackling on that play, and at the end of the play, I see Bricky limping off the field. Can't afford to lose him after the first half that young man's had.
Nope, and it looks like the Spartans are going to line up to go for 2. They had a lot of success on that opening drive. They wore the Warriors' defense down, so we're going to try to tack on 2 points here. Rasnick takes the snap. He pitches it out to Whited. But the Warriors meet him in the backfield. They're going to take him down at the 5-yard line, so it will be a loss of a couple of yards, I believe, on that 2-point attempt. So even though the Warriors defense looked a little gassed on that drive, they were able to step up on the 2-point conversion and come up with a big stop.
That's a big stop on the 2-point conversion. Now you're ahead. You're still up 8.
Yeah.
So they still can't take the lead on you. So big stop by the Warrior defense there on the conversion.
So to recap that drive for Eastside, it took 5 minutes and 42 seconds, a 65-yard drive. Eastside does it all on the ground. A 5-yard touchdown run by Garrett Whited gives the Eastside Spartans 6 more points and trims the Warriors' lead from 14 down to 8. Again, the failed 2-point attempt keeps the Warriors' lead at 8. And here we are again, Kelly. Every time the Warriors score, it looks like the Spartans come back and score. Let's see now. Again, we saw some guys there on the defensive side that also play offense for the Warriors. We still see Ben Brickey kind of been over here on the sideline. He was a pivotal part of that Warriors offense in the first half. Let's see if they can come out and answer now with a drive of their own here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be a big drive for the Warrior offense after the Spartans just took the air out of the football. It went 65 yards there to open the half. So we'll see what kind of response that we have. Again, a young football team. They've got to learn how to win.
Yep.
They've got to learn how to win. They've been faced with a little adversity now. And so now how do they respond to Eastside's drive? Yep. This has turned into a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, Ethan Mullins and Matthew Boggs back at the Warriors' own 20-yard line set to receive the kickoff. Again, Eastside's kicker is number 62, Timothy Hill.
He's angling it away from
Mullins. It looks like it's going to be another short kick. And Noah Bowling has fielded more kickoffs as an up man than either one of the deep guys have for the Warriors. Referees blow the whistle to signal play. Here's the kickoff by Hill. It is a low squib kick. And again, I believe that is Noah Bowling, who takes the ball at about the 36-yard line. He crosses the 40 out across the 45. He'll be brought down at about the Warriors' own 46-yard line. So decent field position to start off this drive. Noah Bowling with about a 10 to 11-yard kickoff return has the Warriors out around midfield with 6:12 left in the third quarter.
Good field position for the Warriors to start this drive. Looks as though Brickey is going back out onto the field. So good news there for the Warriors. Looks like Bowling's going back out onto the field. Dylan Short, Crabtree. Those will be our skill guys to start the second half.
So we saw what the Spartans plan on doing in the second half, at least the changes they made at halftime. They went from an air attack to a ground attack. Let's see what the Warriors can do. Isaiah McCamus is under center. He'll hand it off to the up back. I believe that is number 12. No, that's number 2, Noah Bowling. He crosses midfield, brought down right at about midfield. In fact, they're going to spot him right on the Warriors' wishbone C, which signifies midfield. It'll be a 4-yard gain from Noah Bowling. So a good start, 4-yard gain here to start off the second half.
A little trap play to start the second half. A.J. Kennedy now enters the game for Ben Brickey. 2nd and 6 for the Warriors from the 50.
Isaiah McCamus again goes back under center. Crabtree goes in motion. It'll be a toss out to the right to Crabtree. He's across the 50 to the 45. He'll be brought down by some Eastside tacklers right at the 45-yard line. If they mark it at the 45, he'll be about a yard short of the first down, and he will be a yard short. Make it 3rd down and 1. But, again, a good 5-yard run by C.J. Crabtree on 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 6.
Good, tough run there by Crabtree. Looks like – is he a little shaken up on the play there? It looks like he is.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a leg injury of some sort. He's kind of bent over, holding onto that leg.
Could be cramps. I saw Coach Crabtree, CJ's dad, Chris, down on the sideline stretching him out before the offensive possession. That's something that we need to keep an eye on. It's not really hot here, but you wonder, kids getting cramps. Are they hydrated enough?
Yeah.
That kind of thing plays big into high school football.
It looks like it may just be what it is. He's trying to walk off. He's limping, maybe a cramp issue, Charlie horse issue of some sort. And he's being helped off by some of the Warriors coaching staff. Looks like Coach Jason Mullins helping him off the field. And again, Coach Chris Crabtree as well walking off with him. But, going back to the drive, it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Warriors. A good start so far to the response after the Eastside touchdown. If they can pick up a first down here, keep the chains moving, it'll be some good positive momentum after that touchdown.
3rd and 1. You got to look for Bowling. You carry the ball here. This guy's been a short yardage machine throughout this game. See what happens.
McCamus goes under center. He's got Bowling in behind him. Matthew Boggs goes in motion. Instead, it'll be a handoff to Maddox Reynolds. He's across the 40 to the 35. He'll be brought down at the Warriors' 34-yard line. That is another shade tree landscaping first down by the Warriors, but we have a flag on the field, and it's coming back.
Man,
looks like a block in the back.
Yeah, good play call there. They've called the counter several times throughout the night. Haven't gotten anything out of it. Maddox busts one there for a first down. But again, Chris, looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, Reynolds had a little bit of tough night on the running game tonight. C.J. Crabtree and Noah Bowling kind of getting a lot of the credit. The first big run right there by Maddox Reynolds, but instead it'll be called back. It's like it'll be a 5-yard penalty. So instead of a first down by the Warriors, it will create a 3rd down and looks like 6 situation. The Warriors have the ball just across midfield at the Spartans' 49-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Warriors.
3rd and 5. Bricky now back into the game as we have receivers to both sides. Warriors operating out of the double wing formation.
McCamus in the shotgun. He's looking to pass, and
miscommunication.
Yeah, he had looked like he had Maddox Reynolds open, but Maddox never turned to look to find the ball. About 10 yards down the field, Maddox was open. Good pass. He had it, but Reynolds never turned to look back for the ball. He was still sprinting down the field. So instead of a first down, the penalty wipes that out, and now we have a 4th down and 5 situation, and you're in some pretty dicey field position. It looks like the Warriors are going to elect to punt.
Yeah, you got to punt it here. You want to pin the Spartans back and make them drive the length of the field. Just some miscommunication on that 3rd down pass from McCamus.
Yeah, Noah Bowling sets up about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage here, lining up for the punt.
Good place to fake one, though.
There's the snap. It's a little bit high. Bowling takes the punt at the 40. Pretty good kick. It goes to the right-hand side. It will bounce at the 15-yard line and pretty much die right there. Good sandwich shot by Noah Bowling there. Hits the 15-yard line and kills it right on the 15. So pretty good punt. No return by Eastside. So, good punt, but, a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth on that drive. Warriors had a 1st down, got negated by the penalty. Good pass play call, just a miscommunication. Forced the Warriors to punt, and now you've given each side the ball with a chance to perhaps tie this game up with another good drive.
Yeah, we'll see what the Spartans do to start this drive. Now, the previous drive just ran the ball down the field. They're back in the same formation with the double backs beside of Raznick in the shotgun.
So the Warriors only were able to keep the ball for about 2 minutes. Raznick takes the snap. He hands it off to number 22. Again, that's Garrett Whitehead. He comes out to the right. He crosses the 30, so a good run right here by Garrett Whitehead to start the drive off. Looks like it'll be a gain of about 14, and that gives Eastside another 1st down.
Something tells me they're going to keep doing it until we stop it.
And so far in the second half, the Warriors have shown they cannot stop the Whiteheads from running the ball. It's either Grayson Whitehead on one side or Garrett Whitehead on the other. I'm going to assume they're family members, maybe brothers, but I'm not too familiar with the Spartans family tree here. Again, they're in the same formation. Again, you got both Whiteheads out to the left and right of Raznick. He takes the snap. This time he gets it to number 6, Grayson Whitehead, who goes left. He crosses the 30, will be brought down at the 35-yard line. So only a 4-yard gain, and considering the way Eastside's been moving the ball, it may be a positive for the Warriors to just keep him at 4.
This is a really good formation. The 2 backs in the backfield out of the gun. You can't just key on one guy. Now, here's a little tidbit that may or may not interest you. We run this formation on my youth football team. We call it jazz. And actually, one of the former Eastside coaches utilized that formation when he coached there.
Yeah, well, now they switch it up and they throw a little bubble pass. It's over here to this side closest to us. That pass is to number 8, Chris Swan. He is brought down pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
That was like Damai that time.
Damai Lester with the great tackle on the little screen pass to keep Eastside from really gaining anything on that play. Kind of interesting that, Eastside was having a lot of success on the ground, chose to try to throw a little bubble screen, pass top play out to the right-hand side, and goes for just a gain of 1. So here we are, big 3rd down and 5 situation. Warriors really need to stop. Here with Eastside, they've been moving the ball at will pretty much here in the second half. We're down to 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter with the Warriors ahead by 8. 3rd down and 5. We've gone back to the two back set here beside of Raznick. Takes a snap in the shotgun. He drops back to pass. He airs it up over top, and it will be overthrown. His intended receiver was number 7, Nick Raymond, but Raymond was unable to come up with the pass. Again, Livingston just a little too long on that pass, maybe a little gun-shy with a couple of the interceptions that he threw. I'm kind of surprised right there. Those last 2 plays, Eastside choosing to go back to the pass after the running game was working, and the Warriors get the stop and we'll get the ball back.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise. I mean, that formation was being ran very effectively. They went back to the slant wheel on that previous play, which they've run 3 different times in the game. Only once has it been open.
So, yeah, maybe Mike Rhodes, a newly formed head coach over at Eastside, maybe outthinking himself a little bit. Instead of just sticking with the run game that was working, decided to go back through the air. So Eastside will punt. We've got 10, Ethan Mullins back to receive it, standing at his own 38-yard line. There's the snap, and the kick. It's a low kick. Mullins will let it bounce. He'll pick it up on the bounce at his own 32, go to the right, crosses the 35, breaks a couple of tackles, gets out across the 40, and finally is brought down at about the 42-yard line. So, a decent return right there with Mullins, making a little bit out of nothing. Looked like a no gain and turned it into a 10-yard pickup.
Yeah, pretty good return there by Ethan. And we have
a pair of injured players on the field.
Yeah, we have a Spartan down. Maddox Reynolds was down for the Warriors. He looks like he's gotten up and he's walking off under his own power.
It looks like we may have
looks like cramps over here for the Eastside Spartans.
Yeah, I think it's number 2, Will Stansberry, the coaching staff out stretching out that right. Looks like maybe his right calf or right hamstring. You mentioned it before. Here we are in the third quarter. It's the first game of the season. Conditioning. I know both of these coaches have probably put their players through the ringer and conditioned as much as they possibly can, but you can't always simulate, the game action. I can't, speak from experience myself, but Kelly, I know you've played this game, and there's nothing like game experience.
No, you can condition all day long. It's just different. You're out there, and when you're conditioning in practice, most of the time your adrenaline isn't flowing like it is tonight. So all that kind of stuff plays a part, and it's tough. It's tough, and some of these guys for both teams are playing offense, defense, and special teams, and not coming off the field at all. Wow, I'm going to tell you something. You're hurting during the game. You're hurting after the game, but boy, when you wake up in the morning, man, you just want to lay around.
So it's a good thing we play our games on Friday night, not on Thursday night. Have to go to work or go to school on that Friday. So the Warriors have the ball at their own 43-yard line. McCamus is in the shotgun. We've got a man in motion. That's Ethan Mullins. He'll take the handoff, and coming to our left, he will pick up maybe a yard. Not a whole lot going on the left-hand side. Looks like he'll be taken down right at about the 44, so we'll give him a yard on the play. But Kelly, the runs to the left don't seem to be working. It's more the sprint plays to the right.
Well, the previous possession, we were in the double wing. This possession, we come out now, we're in the 4 wide receiver set, so doubles to both sides, 2 receivers to each side. And we try to jet out of that. It doesn't work. I would see what we're going to do here. Looks like Tester has entered the game. We're going out of the pistol now.
So we're down to 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. McCamus takes the handoff. He gives it to number 20. That is Matthew Boggs, and he'll be hit in the backfield. Good defense right here by the defensive line of the Spartans will give Matthew Boggs a loss of 1. So we had a gain of 1 and now a loss of 1. So the Warriors right back to where they started this drive. It'll be 3rd and 10 from their own 43. A minute 45 remaining in the third quarter. The Warriors lead 27-19.
Really odd. It looks like both teams have gone away from what they were successful doing in the first half. The Warriors were successful out of the double wing and jet sweep in the first half. We haven't seen it that much. Maybe it's due to Crabtree. He's over here sitting on the bench. Maybe he's got cramps. I don't know. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with that. On the other side, the Spartans run the ball down the field to start the second half, and then they decide they want to be a throwing team again. So here we go. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. McCamus in the shotgun. He's got 2 guys in the backfield with him. It's a play action fake. He's going up deep to Ben Brickey. He has a step and he juggles it.
No way.
And they will call it a catch. Great juggling catch by Ben Brickey. He had 2 guys draped all over him. It looked like Will Stansberry was running step for step with Brickey. Brickey bobbled it a little bit, was able to come up with it. So the Warriors started at the pass was from the 43. They're all the way down to the 23-yard line now. So give them about a 20 I can't do the math in my head right now, Kelly. I guess that's 27. It's about a 30-some yard pass right there. Good pass play.
What a great catch by Ben Brickey, man. What a great catch by Brickey. Good throw by Isaiah, don't get me wrong, but, man, the catch.
Yeah, he put that pass up pretty much where only Brickey could get it, and Brickey came down with it. Great catch, great juggling catch. On first down, it's a pitch play to Matthew Boggs, but we've got a whistle on the play, and a late flag is finally thrown down. Waiting for what the call will be. So
looks like we have an injured Spartan on the far side.
Yeah, well,
that's what it was.
Yeah, the referees are huddling up here on the far 30-yard line over near the Spartans. They're waving the flag off. We do have an injured Spartan laying down at about the 15-yard line. But again, going back to that catch, Kelly, Isaiah McCamus put that pass up to where really only his man could come up with it. And it took a great catch by Ben Brickey. He bobbled it a little bit, came down. It was hard to see from our angle if he secured it. Referee had a better angle than we did, said he came down with the catch. Just a great, again, throwing catch from McCamus to Brickey.
It was like Randy Moss used to say back in the day, straight cash on me. Hey, no, look, honestly, that reminded me, and Chris, you probably remember this play. That reminded me of the Vikings-Packers on Monday Night Football. It was Moss who made that catch, I believe, in overtime and ran into the end zone for a touchdown. This is an unbelievable catch there by Ben.
So a big play, big drive here by the Warriors. We're under a minute to go in the third quarter. The Warriors have the ball on the Spartans 23. McCamus in the shotgun. We've got some movement on the line. I don't see a flag.
That's encroachment against the Spartans.
Yeah, they did call encroachment or offsides on Eastside. So 1st and 10, we'll go to 1st and 5. And the Warriors again are inside of the red zone. Again, on that great catch by Bricky, that was a shade tree landscaping first down by the Warriors. Their first here of the third quarter.
Chris, explain to me what encroachment means.
Encroachment is when the defensive line makes contact with the offensive line.
Why not just say offsides?
I don't know. All right, we're down to 30 seconds to go. McCamus in the shotgun. He takes the snap and hands it off to Matthew Boggs, who runs up the middle. He's across the 5. He's to the 1. It's a Warriors touchdown. Great run by Matthew Boggs up the middle to the left-hand side. It's an 18-yard run. He may have only been touched once or twice on that run, Kelly. He didn't have to break a whole lot of tackles, so give the offensive line some credit. But great touchdown right there by the freshman Matthew Boggs, his first as a varsity football player. Gives the Warriors a 33-19 lead.
A heck of a lot of speed in the backfield for the Central Warriors. Another freshman, another trip to the end zone. Good job there by Matthew. That was a great run. Sliced and diced his way in for the touchdown.
So Peyton Rogers lines up for the point after attempt, and it is good as well. So after that first missed PAT by Rogers, he has hit these, and they haven't really been close. He's hit them emphatically through the uprights. And the point after attempt gives the Warriors 7 points and makes it a Warriors 34-19 lead over Eastside with 0.3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Good drive there by the Warriors. Looks like we have another Spartan injured out here on the field.
It looks like number, I believe it's 45, Christian Buchanan, a tight end and defensive end, a senior for the Spartans. But again, yeah, great answer right there. Great drive, all around. Great pass from, again, McCamus to Bricky. Great hard run right there by Matthew Boggs, 18 yards out, punches it in. And the Warriors go back up by 2 scores again.
I'm going to tell you, you know what we have, Chris? You know what we have?
What do we have?
We have some dudes. We have some dudes. I mean, these guys are good football players. They're dudes, man. You got to love it.
We talked about before the game, a lot of question marks, a lot of questions that needed to be answered, a lot of youth, a lot of new guys at new positions. Could McCamus step in and replace Dalton at quarterback? He had some experience. We got a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores at skill positions. Were they ready to shine here under the lights on Friday night? And through 3 quarters of week 1, the answers to are those guys ready? So far has been yes.
So far, so good. I don't know. 34 points here with 22 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yep.
Really good offensive production. The defense has settled down for the most part. There's a big stop on the last possession. So Coach Owens has to be thrilled with what he's seeing out here on the football field tonight.
I don't want to be a downer, but you stop looking at it. The Warriors have 34 points, and all of those came in the second and third quarter. The Warriors in the first quarter had the ball inside the red zone 3 times and had the ball on Eastside territory 4 times and came away with nothing. So you could very easily make a case the Warriors have, 45 points or more.
Absolutely.
And about having this game in hand.
Absolutely. But again, that's the opening week. I think a lot of it had to do with just getting comfortable out there on the field.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, great start here by the Warriors. Great week 1. We still got a quarter to go, but they're up 15 points. They've answered every punch. You said it was like a boxing match. Every time the Central punches, Eastside punches back. And every time Eastside's punched back, the Warriors have punched back. And now the Warriors have a few extra punches up on Eastside. Again, a 2-score lead, 34-19. With 22 seconds remaining, and the Warriors set to kick off again to Eastside. Eastside shuffling their return package up just a little bit. Livingston is still the deep man, but we've brought a few more guys up front to perhaps field a shortened kick. The Warriors faithful here getting fired up. Here's Rogers' kick. It's a deep kick. Livingston has to backtrack to about the 14-yard line. He's to the 20. He's to the 25, and he'll be brought down hard. Great tackle right there Can't quite see it. I think it's number 20. That's Matthew Boggs. Matt Boggs a little fired up after the touchdown run, comes out and lowers the boom on Livingston on the kickoff return. So, again, Eastside will start, I guess, for this game deep inside of its own territory. They're starting at their own 26-yard line with 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Spartans trail by 15.
Matthew Boggs says, I'm going to score a touchdown. I'm going to run down on the kickoff and whap. I'm going to nail somebody. So good job by the freshman.
So let's see what Eastside does again. Down by 2 scores, 16 seconds left. Possessions becoming fewer at this point. Rasnick takes the snap. It's a play action. He goes out left to Rasnick, who makes a great catch. Yes, we are going to say it's a catch. Looks like he may have come up a little injured on the play, which is why I thought maybe he had dropped the pass attempt. But they're going to say he secured the catch. Great catch. It is a cramp. A great pass by Rasnick out to Livingston. Again, the drive started on the 27, so it looks like that's going to go down for about a 32-yard completion. Again, that's Rasnick to his number one target, Livingston. They connected earlier in the game for a touchdown pass. And just like that, after run by the Spartans to start the second half, they come out on that play and air it out. One-on-one coverage with Livingston out left, and a good pass by Rasnick, and the Spartans are back in business.
Have we seen some good catches tonight or what?
We have.
Some good catches out here.
I'm not, I've seen my fair share of football games in Southwest Virginia. You go back to the old Lonesome Pine District and
the Turner T.
One of the, I guess the complaints, the downside I've always had with watching some local football is it seemed to be line it up and let's see whose guys are bigger and tougher, and we're just going whoever can pound it and ground it the best was going to win. But we've seen some balls through the air tonight, more than what I'm accustomed to seeing. Maybe I've not been to enough games recently, and I've been missing out. But so far, we've seen a well-played football game. We've seen some good runs. We've seen some great catches. We've seen some great throws. We've seen a really good, well-played high school football game.
Well, the game's changed. I mean, you have to be wide open. You got to be able to throw it and catch it. You still have to run it. So you got to be able to mix it up. And, we're seeing some good football played here tonight by both squads.
Yeah, it looks like that last play will end the third quarter. The referee signals play to begin, the clock to resume, and Eastside chooses to let the clock expire, so we'll flip sides. So we'll go to the final 12 minutes of this contest, Kelly. Your Central Warriors lead the Eastside Spartans 34-19. Things slowed down a little bit there to start the third quarter. We saw a lot more run and, again, a long drive by Eastside to start the half, a drive that almost chewed up 6 minutes of the clock. Things started to pick up again. They got a little faster pace right there at the end of the third quarter. Again, the Warriors have a 2-touchdown lead, but as we've seen just then, Eastside's capable of picking up huge chunks of yards through the air when they want to. So, Central can't just sit back and relax on this 2-touchdown lead.
Well, it's a 48-minute football game, and you've got to play all 48 minutes. And so we're going to see this group of young footballers and see what they have here, see what they have left in this fourth quarter. I expect us to finish the deal. I expect us to finish the deal.
I agree. Let's hope so. Again, Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog brings you this Central Warriors versus Eastside Spartans contest. Again, our game sponsor tonight is Lonesome Pine Country Club. We'd like to thank them for making tonight's game possible. Jordan Rasnick is in the shotgun. We're ready to start the fourth quarter. He hands it off to number 22, Garrett Whited. He goes out to the right. He crosses the 40. He's across the 35. He breaks some tackles across the 30, across the 25. Finally, the Warriors bring him down at the 22-yard line. So give Rasnick about a 23-yard gain here on first down. So, again, this game's not over. Eastside picking up huge chunks of yards. We still have over, 11 minutes to go. This 2-touchdown lead could be going just like that. Warriors going to have to step it up on defense.
It looks like our defensive line is just running by the ball carrier right now.
All right, the Spartans break the huddle again. Both Whiteds flank Rasnick on both sides. He takes the snap in the shotgun. No, this time he gives it to, I believe that's number 13. I don't believe we've called his name much. I believe that's 13. It'll be a short gain out to the left that time. He only picks up about 3. Yes, that is 13. That is Amen Hilton. We've called his name some on defense. Again, a junior running back for Eastside only picks up. They're going to give him just a yard, so they'll make it 2nd and 9.
I don't know if you've noticed, Chris, but Eastside has gone back to the 2 backs formation in the shotgun, and the thing that they had so much success with to start the second half. And again, starting to drive the ball down the field. Now they come out of it.
As soon as you call, they go back to the two wide receivers out to the right and left.
Jet.
That's Whited in motion. He gets the handoff out to the right. Good pursuit, but the Warriors over pursue. Looks like they overran him again. He crosses the 15 down to about the 14. He'll be very close to another Eastside Spartans first down. Looks like they'll mark him about a yard or so short. So make it third down and short. Looked like the Warriors had good pursuit out to the right. They just sort of overran him in a good cut by Whited.
I think you said it correctly. It's over pursuit right now. We're in a position to make the play. We're just kind of over pursuing. So we gotta slow the game down a little bit right here.
Yeah, good left hand cut by Grayson Whited helped get some more yards on that particular run. Again, we got both Whited split out to the right. It is another handoff. That time, I believe it's number 22, Garrett Whited up the middle. He breaks the tackles. He crosses the 5. He crosses the end zone. And just like that, it is a 14-yard touchdown scamper from number 22, Garrett Whited. And with 10 minutes and 12 seconds, Kelly, Eastside cuts the lead from down to 34 to 25. It'll be a 9-point Warrior lead.
Nothing fancy. They just went back to what they did to start the second half, and that was run the football. Now you're down 9 with 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
Crucial point after it.
Do you go for 2? It looks like they're lining up to go for 2 here.
They don't trust their kicker. We've seen some kicks. He's not kicked it well. The one extra point he did make barely got over the upright. It's a 2-back set. Rasnick in the shotgun. He takes a snap. He's going to drop back the pass. He eludes the sack. He scrambles up the middle. He dives for the end zone, and he does cross the end zone. Both line judges call it a successful 2-point conversion and a huge 2-point conversion because the Warriors are up by 9. That scamper by Rasnick keeps the Eastside Spartans within 1 score, and it will make the score Central Warriors 34, Eastside Spartans 27. 10 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
What a great run there by Rasnick. You can see why he's an all-region type quarterback.
Absolutely.
He just kind of gave his body up to get across the goal line there, and now we're in a fight. It's 35 to 27. It's a 1-score game, 10-12 to go. Now we'll see if this Warriors football team can show a little maturity after the touchdown. So far tonight, they've gone above and beyond. But now, with the game on the line, fourth quarter is your winning time. Let's see what happens.
Again, going back to that 2-point conversion, it looked like he had Grayson White come out of the backfield, ran through the bill and started branching out to the right. He had him open, at least from my point of view, but Rasnick, the senior leadership decided he would just tuck it and run, and a great effort on that 3-yard scamper. He dove toward the line and gives the Spartans that 2 points, huge 2 points to keep it within 1 score. Again, the Warriors now up by 7, getting ready to receive the kickoff with 10-12 remaining. Looks like the Warriors send back Matthew Boggs and Ethan Mullins. Been the typical duo in the backfield. Unfortunately, they haven't had a whole lot of kicks to receive, as the Spartans have chosen with their kicker to just kick it short.
A lot of kickoffs tonight.
Especially since the first quarter. Again, after the first quarter, there's only 1, and since then, it's been a high-scoring game. So here we are, Warriors up by 7. Here comes the kickoff by the Spartans. It's a short line drive. That one is towards the out of bounds, fielded near the 30 by Matthew Boggs. He crosses the 35 across the 40, breaks a tackle to the 45. He'll finally be brought down at midfield. I went from thinking that maybe we should let that kick go out of bounds. Boggs chose to field it no more than a yard from the out of bounds marker. They had him kind of corralled on that side, but he made some good cuts, some broken tackles. He turns some bad field position into some pretty good field position here for the Warriors. They'll start at midfield, leading by 7.
That's one of those things where you go, oh, no, oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah, it looked like, not necessarily disaster for the Warriors, but things didn't look all that great. And Matthew Boggs turned some not so great into some pretty good with a good kickoff return. So here we are, Warriors at midfield. McAmus starting here in the shotgun. Looks like we have Kester in at fullback. And didn't quite catch the numbers. It is Maddox Reynolds behind McAmus, about 7 yards deep from the line of scrimmage. McAmus takes the snap. It's a handoff to Reynolds up the middle. He breaks some tackles. He crosses the 45 and will finally be brought down right at the 40-yard line. Looks like, based on the spot, that will be a Shade Tree Landscaping Warriors first down, and the referees have stopped the clock, and we do get official word. It is a Shade Tree Landscaping Warrior first down. So a good 10-yard run right there by Maddox Reynolds on first down.
That's how you want to start the drive. Maddox with a good, tough run, picks up a first down in the Eastside territory. Damai Lester, has checked into the game for the Warriors now.
Clock now under 10 minutes remaining here in the game. Warriors lead by 7 with the football. Isaiah McAmis again in the shotgun, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Maddox Reynolds in the backfield, flanked by Tyson Tester. McAmis takes the snap. He hands it off to Tester. He crosses the 40 down at about the 38, so it'll be a gain of 2. Again, another play, you kind of keep the ball moving forward, and maybe just as important, you keep the clock running.
Pretty good run there by Nacho. And we say Nacho.
Nacho.
I had to throw that in there.
Those of you that have known Tyson like we have for as long as we have, his nickname is Nacho.
Got it when he was a young little lad. So good run there by Tyson. So 2nd and 8 now for the Warriors from the Spartan 38-yard line with 8:52 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Warriors leading 34-27.
Warriors break the huddle. McAmis now more than a pistol set, about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and we do have some movement on the line, and it is an offside call against the Eastside Spartans. So it'll go from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 3. Move the ball from the 38 to the 33-yard line. So the Warriors, again, we've said it all night. Every time Eastside punches, the Warriors have punched back. And again, we started to drive on the 50. We're 17 yards closer to the end zone. The clock is still running, down to 8.5 minutes to go. Warriors cling to a 7-point lead with the football. McAmis now about 5 yards back in the shotgun set. Surveys the defense. Here's the snap. It is a handoff to Reynolds. Again, we have a flag on the play. I believe we had some movement before the snap. We'll wait and get the call. The run was to the left. It was short of the first down. We have an illegal shift that time by the Warriors. So the 5 yards of the Warriors gained from the offsides on the previous play just gets negated by the illegal shift. So we'll go back to 2nd and 8.
We're given 5, and then we give 5 back.
Looks like we have another no, I don't think it's a cramp. We're just tying a shoe here for the Spartans. Yep, that's all we're doing. So the Warriors send some substitutions. So the 5 yards, again, negated that we gained on the previous penalty. So we're back to 2nd and 8. The Warriors have the ball at the Spartans' 38-yard line, 8 minutes and 21 seconds. Central leads 34-27. Here we are, week 1 against Sturgill Sports Media Production for the Warrior Nation blog, bringing you this exciting Central Warriors football game. McAmis in the shotgun set, takes the snap. It is a pitch to the right to Maddox Reynolds. He crosses the 35, will be brought down at about the 31. Good run. He's finally brought down by number 16, Evan Bellamy there by the Eastside Spartans. A good gain. Looks like he'll get about 7. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Clock now under 8 minutes.
A good tough run there by Maddox. Good block on the outside there by Tyson. And the receiver to our near side. I didn't catch his number. I couldn't tell who was in to that point, but good blocking on the edges there for Maddox to bring us to a 3rd and 1 here.
Yeah, give Reynolds some credit. He had a tough first half, didn't get a whole lot of yards, and here he has in the second half picking up some big yardage. McAmis goes under center. He hands it off to Tester, who fumbles the football. It looks like Eastside has come up with the fumble. Tester was hit at the line of scrimmage. The ball popped loose. Eastside was able to recover. I did not quite see who was able to recover it. Tester was right at the first down line. The ball got popped loose. Eastside recovers it, and with 7 minutes and 30 seconds and down by 7, Eastside will take possession again.
And Tyson has come off the field. He looks like he's banged up a little bit. He's holding his left shoulder. He got met right in the hole and got hit really hard there. Unfortunately, the ball's laid on the ground. The Spartans recover.
So here we go. Set the table again. Warriors lead by 7. Eastside has the ball. They have their 2 set back. Jordan Raznick in the shotgun takes the snap. He hands it off to number 22, Garrett Whitehead, who goes to the left. There's a flag on the play, but he crosses the 50. He's to the 40. He's still in Warriors territory. He's finally chased down from behind at the Warriors' 33-yard line, but we have a flag all the way back at the Eastside 30. Let's wait and get the call. It is a hold against Eastside, a huge penalty in favor of the Warriors. It negates what would have been a 40-yard run by Garrett Whitehead on first down. Instead, Eastside will move backwards and have first down and long.
I'm going to tell you, that's a gift for us. defensively right now, we look tired. Our guys are not tackling well. He ripped off a big run right there. Fortunately, we got the holding call. So now it sets us up a little better here. So 1st and long now for the Spartans.
Yeah, just to comment on what you mentioned before, Tester is back in the game, but you can tell he is favoring that shoulder, playing his linebacker position here on defense. Rasnick in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He drops back the pass. He's forced out of the pocket, will choose to run. He'll be brought down at the 20. Great tackle right there by number 3. That's Aiden Bailey. First time we've called his name out tonight. I don't think it'll go down as a sack, but it'll go down as a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Warriors front right there to not allow a big play to happen by Rasnick with his legs.
Really good tackle by Bailey right there. Just kind of talked about the lack of tackling on the previous couple of drives and previous play. Bailey comes up, makes a big stop. 2nd and 22 now for the Spartans. 6:43 to go here in the 4th.
Here we go. Warriors lead by 7. Eastside trying to either tie or take the lead on this drive. Rasnick drops back the pass. He looks to his left. He throws it up top. He has a man, but he overthrows him. He was looking to hit number 2, Will Stansberry, and again, some broken coverage perhaps by the Warriors. He was pretty much all alone right there, but fortunately for the Warriors, Rasnick pass was about 3 yards too long, and Stansberry could not come up with it. So 6:31 to go. Warriors still up by 7.
We got a lot of guys in the secondary looking at each other right now. Come on, fellas. 3rd and 22 here.
Again, a lot of tired, gas-looking players, but at this point in the game, you're going to have to just dig deep and find whatever you've got. Both teams do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 6 minutes and 31 seconds. Central leads 34-27 over the Spartans. Spartans have the ball at their own 20-yard line. It is 3rd down and 22. The Spartans need to go 80 yards to force either a tying or a go-ahead score. Rasnick is in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He drops back. He looks to his left. He throws it up top, and it will be intercepted. Intercepted by the Warriors at the 45. We're across the 40. That's Maddox Reynolds with the ball. He's to the 35, the 30. He'll finally be brought down inside the 30 at the Eastside Spartans 27-yard line. Another errant pass by Rasnick about 5 yards too deep. Maddox Reynolds caught it like he was a wide receiver and then took the interception and returned it almost 20 yards back on the return. Huge play for the Central Warriors.
Maddox back there playing center field, got his hands up, caught the ball at his highest point. Another interception, another turnover for the Spartans, another interception for the Warriors. And now we're in business. But it does look like
we have a personal foul. I believe it's on the return, I believe, maybe after the penalty. I don't know what that symbol was.
And to me, it looked like a horse collar.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, possessed the ball. Yeah, I couldn't tell exactly what the call is. But the interception will stand. That's the 3rd interception the Warriors have had tonight against Jordan Rasnick. Matthew Boggs had one. Ben Brickey had one, and then Maddox Reynolds comes up. So 2 freshmen and a sophomore have come up huge on the defensive side, and now the Warriors are really in business. 6 minutes and 15 seconds. They have the ball at the Eastside 42-yard line. They lead by 7. They come out in a very power-looking formation. Isaiah McCamus goes under the center. Maddox Reynolds goes in motion out to the right. It's a toss play. He's across the 40. He'll finally be brought down by number 16, Evan Bellamy, not before Maddox Reynolds gets a gain of about 3. And now the clock is under 6 minutes, Kelly.
Good job there by Maddox on first down. 3-yard gain. We keep the clock running. He stays in bounds. So we got 2nd and 7 now for the Warriors. Lester is checked into the ball game. Looks like Bowling is manning the fullback position now as the Warriors have resorted back to the double wing that was so successful in the first half.
5:40 remaining. Isaiah McCamus goes under center. Maddox Reynolds goes. That's Dame Lester. I'm sorry. And Bowling breaks it up the middle. He's to the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Noah Bowling. A very untypical Noah Bowling run. He didn't have to carry no one on that play. A 39-yard run by Noah Bowling up the middle. He was never touched. And just like that, the Warriors regain that 2-touchdown lead. Warriors now lead 40-27.
Great run there by Noah. Took off like a rocket right up the middle. And as you said, Chris, he goes untouched. 39 yards for the score. Now the Warriors look to add on the extra point, leading 40-27 with 5:32 remaining in the football game.
Once he broke that initial line of scrimmage, it was like he was shot out of a cannon. No one on the Eastside team had a shot. He had one guy left to beat, and that was the safety for Eastside. And Bowling had about a 5-yard separation on him. It was untouched to the house. And now the Warriors with 5:32 lead 40-27. Rogers lines up to for the extra point. There's the kick, and it is up and high and dead down the middle. Make it 41-27. Warriors lead with 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in this contest.
Rogers absolutely nailed the extra point. That would have been good for 40.
Yeah, you commented there before the game, that first extra point didn't look all that good, but ever since then, he has nailed those extra points, and they haven't been close. They've been up. They've almost cleared the top of the goalpost. He's kicked that thing so high. You said he was a soccer player. Maybe at some point, hopefully not tonight, but maybe at some point we can see him line up a good field goal attempt. But like I said, let's take this one to the house and sew this one up.
Well, still 5:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. I'm not going to count out the Spartans. Raznick has shown his big play potential for quarterback, along with Livingston at receiver. So, Eastside still has all 3 of their timeouts remaining, but really good drive. There's something about scoring after creating a turnover that really just swings the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. You looked at that fumble. Test with that fumble. It could have been a huge play in the game. He fumbled that ball, gave Eastside the ball back down 7. Eastside had just scored on the previous possession. And, it looked like the Warriors could have been in a little bit of trouble. But, again, Maddox Reynolds comes up with a big interception right back. And I believe it was 2, maybe 3 plays later. I think it was just 2. Noah Bowling takes that ball 30-some yards to the house. And now the Warriors can't quite breathe comfortably yet. We've seen Eastside score, in under a minute or right at a minute already once this game. And like you said, Kelly, with all 3 timeouts and still 5:32 to go, Warriors still need to stay sharp, stay focused. Let's see if they can play some defense and finish this game off. Eastside has, can't quite tell, I believe it's Livingston, maybe back deep to receive the kickoff here from Rogers. Rogers here, he approaches the ball. Here comes the kick. It's another short kick towards the sideline. It will kick and actually should have bounded out of bounds, but number 5, Jackson Willis, opted to field it and then ran the ball out of bounds himself at the 25-yard line, at the Eastside Spartans 25-yard line. If that ball had rolled out of bounds, it would have been an illegal procedure and a penalty, and the Eastside could have either, I guess, opted to get another kick or got some yards, but instead chose to run it out of bounds. So now Eastside will be forced to go 75 yards just to cut this lead to 1 score with 5:32 left in the game.
All right, let's see what the Spartans do here.
I'm going to expect pass at this point.
Yeah, at this point, you can expect they're going to start airing the ball out, maybe a quick tempo offense here for Eastside.
Yeah, only 1 back, 2 wide receivers out to the right and left. Raznick takes the snap. It's a play-action pass. Good defensive pressure up the middle. Raznick breaks the sack, breaks another tackle. He's across the 35, across the 40, gives a stiff arm out around the 45, and is finally pushed out of bounds right at the 45-yard line, maybe the 46. So it looked like a potential Warrior sack in the backfield. Will end up going for a 21-yard scramble and gain from Jordan Raznick. Got to give Raznick all the credit in the world on that. It looked like the Warriors had him in the backfield, but instead he gets 21 yards.
He escaped. He's shown he can do that all night long.
So the clock stops since Raznick went out of bounds. We're down to 5:23 to go. And Warriors lead by 14. Eastside with the ball at their own 46-yard line. Raznick takes the snap in the shotgun. He looks to the right. He airs it out, and it's tipped. And is it intercepted? No, it's incomplete. Looked like only the Warriors were there to potentially make a catch on that one. Haven't quite seen who it was that got fingertips on that. Looks like number 10, Ethan Mullins, was the one who had a shot at that interception. It was either his ball or no one's ball, and unfortunately, he tipped it but could not come up with it. But, again, a good defensive play right there to at least prevent a big play from the Spartans. It'll create a 2nd and 10 situation at their own 46 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining.
Great job right there by Ethan.
Eastside in the huddle. They break the huddle. Raznick will come out again in the shotgun set. This time we'll have Tripp Spartans out to the near side. That is Nick Livingston to the far side. Typically, the Eastside Spartans like to go to him right here. It's a quick bubble screen to number 9. That is actually Livingston on this side. He'll cross midfield. He'll be taken down at about the 47-yard line. So give him a gain of about 6 or 7. But the clock continues to move. We're down to 5 minutes to go. The Warriors with a 14-point lead. Eastside trying to drive to trim into that lead. They've crossed Warriors midfield now and have the ball on the Warriors 48, 3rd down and 4.
And they don't look like they're particularly in a hurry right here.
No, not much of a hurry here. Livingston is in the trip formation to our left. Rasnick in the shotgun again. We're down to 4:40 to go. Rasnick takes a shotgun snap. He's being flushed out of the pocket by number 51, TJ Miller. Instead, he breaks it, throws it up top to Whited, who makes the catch at the 25. Again, that's Garrett Whited on the catch, all the way down to the Warriors 25. Give them 23 yards on the first down. And with 4 minutes and 32 seconds, Eastside Spartans are driving into Warriors territory, approaching the red zone down to the 25-yard lines, and now they go no huddle. Livingston is set. The line is set. He's in the shotgun. There's the snap. He takes it at the 30. He drops back to pass, and this time the Warriors get him. It looked like number 51 had the initial pressure. That time it was TJ Miller. He was unable to bring him down, but then a whole slew of Warriors made up after him, sacked Rasnick in the backfield. He'll be brought down at the 35-yard line, so make it 2nd down and 19. The clock continues to run. We're down to 4 minutes left.
Great job by the defensive line there, getting after Rasnick, getting in his passing lanes and bringing him to the ground.
And TJ Miller now really forcing a lot of pressure on Rasnick in the backfield. Eastside is set. Rasnick drops back the pass from his own 40. He throws it up over top, over the middle, and it is nearly intercepted yet again. That was Ethan Mullins who got a hand on it. That time it looked like the Eastside offense had to play a little bit of defense to prevent Ethan Mullins from coming up with the interception. So it'll make it 3rd down and 19, 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. Eastside ball down 14.
They keep picking on Ethan over there, and eventually Ethan's going to bring one of these in. Another great play.
Yeah, another great play right there. Like I said, he was the only one that could really make a play on that one, and it looked like Chris Swan had to break it up just to prevent the interception. The interception at this point by the Warriors would just about seal this game up. Eastside breaks the huddle. They'll go 2 receivers out to the right, 2 out to the left. We've got Livingston closest to the left. Rasnick drops back the pass. He is hit hard just as he released it. Again, it's TJ Miller lowering the boom, coming from the blind side. Hits Rasnick just as he throws the pass. The pass comes up like a lame duck about 5 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. It falls incomplete. 4th down and 19 for the Eastside Spartans.
Man, he was shot out of a cannon off the edge. Great play right there. 4th and 19. Again, Chris, not a lot of plays in the playbook for 4th and 19. Looks like this would be it, though. The Warriors can hunker down here, get one more stop, get the football back, even though Eastside has – well, they got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they just called their first timeout. They want to huddle up and maybe try to see what they can come up with here on this 4th down and 19. Again, the Spartans trailing by 14 points, 3 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. The whole second half, Eastside's had some long, drawn-out drives. The Warriors' defense at a lot of times looked like they were getting pretty gassed. But in this last 3 or 4 plays, TJ Mill looks like he's the freshest guy on the field.
It's been a bend, but don't break Warriors defense here.
Yeah, absolutely. And at this point right now, TJ Mill looks like he's ready to break Rasnick before he can pass him. He's lowered the boom a couple of times on him. Hasn't gotten a sack, I don't believe, on this possession, but that last sack the Warriors did get, TJ Miller should kind of be given a little bit of credit for creating it. So here we go, 4th down and 19. Rasnick is in the shotgun. No, it's not Rasnick this time. It's number 2, and he's tripped up in the backfield. That is the sack. It looks like it's number – no, that was number 9, Josh Price with the sack. Absolutely. That is Josh Price with the sack. Rasnick was not in the game. Instead, that was number 2, Will Stansbury was in the backfield. Perhaps Rasnick got shaken up on that last hit by TJ Miller and forced Eastside to call the timeout. During the timeout, they decided Rasnick couldn't come back in. Stansbury was out there on that crucial 4th and 19 play. Price comes around, gets the sack, and just like that, the drive is stalled. The Warriors have the ball. We're up 14 points, 3:38 left in the game.
What a great job right there by the Warrior defense. Hunkering down, making the stops when they needed to get stops. Some good play in the secondary right there. Great pressure by the defensive line.
Now it's all about hanging on to the football for the Warriors. 3 minutes and 38 seconds. The ball on their own 43. It's a handoff in the backfield to Maddox Reynolds and a good hard run by Reynolds. He crosses midfield, gets it out to the Spartans' 48-yard line. It'll be a gain of actually give it to the 47. Give him a gain of 9 on first down. We're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Warriors have the ball. Second down and 1. They lead by 14.
Great run right there by Maddox. It seems like as the game has gone on, Maddox has gotten stronger.
Warriors break the huddle. There's 17 seconds left on the play clock. Let's see if they milk this thing all the way down, chew up all of that clock that they can. Isaiah under center. He snaps it with 10 seconds to go, a little early. He hands it off to Matthew Boggs, who crosses the 40. He's out and around the 37-yard line before he's finally brought down. Give Matthew Boggs a gain of 10. It's a Shade Tree Landscaping Warriors first down. 2 minutes and 54 seconds remain.
Great job again. Listen, this game turned when the offensive line picked up their game, and they've done a great job from the second quarter on creating running lanes for these running backs. The backs have hit the hole hard. They've been getting yards after contact, which is critical. They've been protecting the football. Really good offensive effort tonight by the Central Warriors.
Spartans choosing to hang on to those 2 timeouts. Clock continues to tick. We're down to 2.5 minutes to go. Isaiah McCamus takes the snap. It's a pitch out to the right to Ethan Mullins. He'll be met in the backfield. He's at the 38, breaks a few tackles, keeps the play going, almost gets back to the line of scrimmage. May very well have, or maybe he might have lost a yard. But a good job right there by Ethan Mullins to keep the play going. Clock continues to run. We're down to 2:15 remaining.
Here's some good news. Looks like C.J. Crabtree has returned to the game. Looks like he had some cramping problems early in the second half. He's been out for a few series. Now he's back in the ballgame.
Yeah, Boggs and Ethan Mullins jog off the field. We're down to the 2-minute mark remaining in the game. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. Isaiah McCamus breaks the huddle. He goes up under center. He hands it off going out to the left. I'm sorry, that's Damai is that Lester? Yeah, Damai Lester on the run. He goes out left. I haven't called his name much on the runs. He'll lose about a yard out to the left, but at this point, it's not as much about the yardage as it is hanging on to the football.
Again, Chris, I'm surprised. I mean, Eastside still has 2 timeouts left. They're choosing just to
choosing the clock run out, which makes me wonder, is Rasnick shaking up over there? I see him sitting on the bench across from us. Yeah. So perhaps he got shaken up on that last hit there by Miller on that hard hit on that drop back pass. We're down to 1 minute 20 seconds to go. Warriors break the huddle. McCamus goes up under center. He surveys the defense. This time the Warriors milk the clock, and the Warriors will be the one who elects to call the timeout this time. McCamus let the play clock run all the way down to 1 second, chose to call the timeout. We have 1 minute and 9 seconds left. Again, the Warriors up 41-27. They have the ball at the Eastside Spartan 37-yard line. 37, just trying to hang on to the ball at this point, Kelly, and sew up a week 1 victory.
Man, there's nothing like coming out and winning week 1. And for all the questions going into tonight's game about the young guys and about the offensive line, which we lost a lot of offensive line to graduation last year, but we have some guys who had some experience, who stepped in, played a good football game. Questions about our secondary, and at times they have shown their youth, but boy, they've come up big at times as well. 4 interceptions tonight. 3 interceptions tonight. So outstanding job by the Central Warriors. Great job by the team. Great job by the coaching staff tonight, getting these guys prepared to play. Yeah, 3 turnovers by Eastside and only 1 so far by the Warriors. And that one by the Warriors actually looked like it could be a costly one, but didn't hurt them at all. Isaiah McCamus back under center. He takes the snap here. We got C.J. Crabtree in motion. Instead, we'll hand it off to the up man. Didn't quite see who that was. He'll gain about 3 yards. Going up to that was Noah Bowling again. He crosses the 35 on about a 3-yard gain. We're now under 1 minute remaining in the game, and it looks like the Spartans are ready to head back to the house and just take those 2 timeouts home with them. Yeah, McCamus is going to let the clock run all the way down here, the play clock.
Yeah, there's
about a 22-second difference in the play clock and the game clock. He's going to let it run all the way down. Call the Warriors' second time out of the half, and then you can expect on 4th down we're just gonna run the football again. So looks like this one's sealed up, Chris.
Well, it looks like this one's pretty much in the bag. Again, McCamus standing beside the referee. He calls the Warriors' second timeout. We have 22.4 seconds on the clock. Again, Warriors up 41-27 with the football, 4th down and 9. But that part is really not what's relevant. The score and the time is what's relevant. In the Warriors with a 2-touchdown lead, 22 seconds to go. You look out beyond the left end zone here, Kelly, and there's a lot of cars heading down the hill ready to head to the house.
Like Dick Vitale used to say, crank up the bus, baby.
That's it. Can't really speculate. I look on the home side. There's still a lot of Warriors fans. A lot of the faithful sticking it out. A lot of them sticking it out, wanting to see this team all the way through to this victory. We're still on Eastside side. It's still quite a bit of fans, but some of the ones on the Warrior side that are leaving, maybe just trying to beat this traffic out. Not exactly the easiest place to navigate traffic, but again, just someone wanting to get a head start out of here. But great game so far by the Warriors. Still 22 seconds remaining. Warriors have the ball. 4th down and 9, but as I said, the down and distance really not relevant at this point. Warriors are just looking to try to milk this as much of this 22 seconds as they can. Looks like we're actually going to punt here. Noah Bowling back about 12 yards deep, ready to receive the snap on the punt. He takes it from about the 45-yard line. He punts it. A good-looking punt right there. It goes all the way through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. He kills about 6 seconds of the clock. So Eastside will take over down 14 with only 16 seconds left in this contest.
16 seconds to go, and if you're a Warriors football fan, you got treated to a show here tonight. All the nerves and all the anxiety from earlier, that's all gone. Everybody's going home tonight happy. But I guarantee you this, they're going to wake up tomorrow sore.
Yeah, but here's a good thing about Central. They're going to be sore. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. You recovered. They lost 8 games in a row last year to end the season. They come out here this week and they beat Eastside again, and got a little positive. And you got to sit out next week. Next week's the bye week.
Yeah, I don't like the week 2 bye at all.
All right, Eastside has the ball here. Again, it looks like Rasnick is nicked up. They do have Stansberry back there at quarterback. Eastside just chooses to hand the ball off up the middle to Whitehead. It'll just be a short run, and they actually fumbled the football. Warriors have recovered on the run play, so you can pretty much say that Eastside has pretty much thrown in the towel. They may have thrown the towel in after Rasnick was injured on that huge hit by T.J. Miller there with about 3 minutes left in this contest. Again, Eastside chose not to call either one of their 2 timeouts that they have. In fact, they'll take those 2 with them, and then this fumble right here all but seals it up. That's the 4th Eastside Spartans turnover here tonight. And the Warriors have capitalized. Again, 7 seconds to go, so the Warriors will probably line up for one final play, and that will pretty much do it here tonight at Central High School.
The best play in football when you're ahead in the 4th quarter and the game's at hand.
The victory celebration.
Victory formation, the victory celebration.
That's it. Yeah. So the Warriors come out on the field here. They line up. A little confusion as to who's going to be on the field for the victory formation play here. They're still looking over at the sidelines. McCamus goes up under the center. He takes the snap, and he takes a right knee, and the clock is down 3, 2, 1, and there's the final buzzer, and this one belongs to the Warriors. Your final score tonight from Central High School, the Central Warriors 41, the Eastside Spartans 27. And Kelly, after a slow first quarter in which we didn't see any scoring and not a whole lot of offense, things really picked up. The Warriors kind of found their rhythm. Eastside found their rhythm, and a very good, exciting football game after that kind of slow, sloppy first quarter.
Yeah, really proud of our guys tonight. I thought they showed a lot of poise. I thought they showed a lot of character. I loved how they came back and really bowed their back at times when they were faced with some adversity. So excellent job tonight by the Central Warriors football players. Excellent job by the coaching staff. And a great turnout here for the fans. Great turnout here on opening night. Here's what I know, Chris. Tomorrow we're going to open up the newspapers, and we're 1-0.
And that's it. And, I don't know, maybe we can check before we get off the air and kind of see what some of the other teams in the conference have done tonight. We know Union got a win last night, so they're 1-0. But I don't know what the conference schedule looks like if anybody in the conference played one another. But at this point, that's not really relevant. Yes, a win's great, 1-0's great. You're not really eyeing anything, big picture just yet. Maybe the goal tonight, as we said before the game, was just to answer the questions, and a lot of those questions got answered for Coach Owens and his staff. Again, great play by everyone. The upperclassmen, the young guys all stepped up tonight. Huge win. We saw some great things out of the offense tonight by the Warriors. just a really good football game. Like I said, they'll go into the bye week now. Maybe they can kind of clean everything up. Looks like we should be pretty healthy. You know, everyone who got nicked up came back out on the field. Tester got injured there at one point, but we saw him back out there again. And one of the linemen there early in the game was also nicked up. That was Timmy Taylor. Timmy Taylor got nicked up. He came back in the game not long after that. So, you know, another key play for Coach Owens and his staff was to not only get a win, but, you know, stay healthy because, you know, health was a big problem a year ago.
Stay healthy. It looked like a lot of the injuries tonight were minor cramps, and that's a good thing. And that's something that you can control on down the road through hydration and that sort of thing. So, but no, excellent job tonight. Now we have the bye week before we play again. So that gives everybody time to catch their breath, review the film, see what we did good, see what we didn't do as well at, and correct those mistakes and get ready to play again.
All right, again, you know, we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight for making this possible. And before we get to thanking them, I just want to remind you that if you want to become a sponsor and help us bring more of these broadcasts to you guys down the road, you need to email us at SturgillSportsMedia@EvanSturgillPhotography.com. Again, that's SturgillSportsMedia@EvanSturgillPhotography.com. You can check us out at WarriorNationBlog.com. We have updates, scores, and articles. There should be an update of this contest somewhere around tomorrow morning around 10:30. Give us a follow on Twitter at Sturgill's S Media or at Warrior Nation Blog, and that's Nation N-A-T-N, Warrior N-A-T-N Blog. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram and give us a subscribe on YouTube at Sturgill Sports Media. On YouTube, you will be notified of when another broadcast will be coming. Again, your game sponsor tonight for Sturgill Sports Media. This was a Sturgill Sports Media production for the Warrior Nation Blog. Our game sponsor was Lonesome Pine Country Club. I'd like to give him a huge thank you and a huge shout out to all those guys at Lonesome Pine Country Club. You can get on Warrior Nation Blog and print off a $5 coupon to save $5 on your next green fee at Lonesome Pine Country Club. That's good from Mondays through Friday through October the 31st. They are allowing non-member play Monday through Friday, $35 for 18 holes plus a cart. Saturday and Sunday, it's $40 after 11 for 18 holes and a cart. You can take that coupon, you can save $5. If you're interested in becoming a member, contact the head pro, Chris Stacy. Give him a call at 276-523-0739. Again, that's Lonesome Pine Country Club, 523-0739. Kelly, we're kind of currently waiting on a few, maybe getting a few people to come up here, and we'll interview those guys and have a little talk with them. I may turn that over to you and let you kind of interview those guys and ask them a few questions, and I'll come back and sign it off. But what do we got coming up here as far as the Warriors schedule down the road?
Like you said, next week we're going to be open. Okay, so we don't play anybody on an open week.
Is that a win? Did we get a win?
We get a win.
We get a win.
We don't get a loss.
I know some of my old days, you know, back in my high school days, you know, you counted that open week as a win.
We won't discuss that.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then on the 7th, the big showdown at Ridgeview, big Mountain 7 showdown.
Speaking of that Ridgeview game, you know, if we can get it hooked up, maybe get a sponsor, we'd like to be able to bring you that game. Big conference showdown. Ridgeview, I believe, was picked the top of the conference this year.
They
gave Union a run last year.
Union picked 2. So great. You know, that's going to be a good football game down there on the Ridge. So September 7th at Ridgeview, September 14th at Virginia High. Chris and I will be back here on September the 21st as our Warriors take on the Graham G-Men. After the G-Men on the 28th, we'll host Abingdon. Then on October 5th, we go to John Battle. The 12th, we go to Union. The 19th, we go to Lee. Then we end up our season at home on October the 26th against Gate City. And then finally November the 2nd at home against Grundy. So, you know, we don't have an easy schedule.
No. In all those home games, Coach Kelly and I will be bringing all of those contests to you. Here via Sturgill Sports Media for the Warrior Nation blog. We'll be bringing you all the home games throughout the regular season. Again, if you'd like to be a sponsor, contact us at Sturgill Sports Media, or I'm sorry, at Evan Sturgill Photography at SturgillSportsMedia.com. So again, you know, great night. You know, outstanding. You know, we'll be bringing you all those home games. Kelly, you got a few scores here around the region right now for us.
A few scores of interest in the Mountain 7 district contest. Abingdon defeats John Battle 34-8. Garrett Ambergy picks up his first win as the Abingdon head coach. Lehigh fell to Tennessee High tonight, 41-0. Chilhowie, after a slow start in the first half, poured it on in the second half, defeated Marion 33-6. Okay, that's all the scores I have for right now, Chris.
All right, good deal. So, again, just to recap tonight, the Warriors win 41-27. It was kind of a slow start. Neither team scored here in the first quarter. Then things really picked up in the second quarter. The Warriors scored 27 points in the second quarter behind a multi-dimensional offense, some running touchdowns by C.J. Crabtree, a couple touchdowns through the air, McCamus to Bricky. I think for both touchdowns, actually, McCamus to Bricky. McCamus also got a touchdown in that second quarter on the ground. Warriors led 27-13 at the half. Spartans got the ball back in the second half and had a long, methodical drive on the ground. Cut the lead back to 7 at 27-20. And then the Warriors answered right back with another touchdown of their own. I believe that one was Matthew Boggs gave them the touchdown to extend the lead back to 14. Eastside came right back and then cut it back to 7. Actually had a chance to tie the game after a turnover. The Warriors were able to stop them when the score was 34-27. And then Noah Bowling put the icing on the cake with a huge 30-plus yard touchdown run like he was shot out of a cannon. That gave the Warriors a 41-27 lead, and that was your final score tonight. Again, the Warriors victorious, go to 1-0 on the season by defeating the Eastside Spartans 41-27.
One other score of interest I would like to pass along. Seems that Ridgeview is on top of Grundy, 41-12, with 4:29 remaining in the third. That tweet was from actually 39 minutes ago, so that game's probably gone final by now. But the Ridgeview Wolfpack with a sizable lead over the Grundy Golden Wave.
We've gotten word here that we're waiting on a few interviews. We're waiting on head coach Luke Owens. We've also are expecting Isaiah McCamus to join us, the starting quarterback, as well as Ben Bricky, who had 2 touchdowns through the air, also had an interception tonight. And then again, Noah Bowling, who had that final touchdown and some huge runs for the Warriors on the ground, some of those carrying several defenders. And like I said, that last one, just a burst of speed up the middle for that huge touchdown to end the game. So, again, we're waiting on those guys for a quick interview and kind of get their takes on tonight's game. I'm sure they're all excited and pleased with how tonight's game turned out. And, Kelly, what's good about this? And, me and you've had this conversation several times. I don't know how many people are still listening to us now. And if it's nobody, then, we're good talking to ourselves anyway. I'm entertained. Me and we've dreamt this for I don't know how long to be able to talk sports and have people listen to us. We've done it so long and nobody listens to us that now we actually have people who they may not want to listen to us, but they are listening to us. Right. And what makes this great and a great medium for this is for these kids that played tonight, and even for the coaches and, heck, even for your and my own entertainment, we're going to be able to go back down the road, get on YouTube, and relive tonight's action. So for these boys especially, it's all about these kids. And they're going to be able to go back tomorrow night, whenever they feel like it, or during the week, and listen to the action and relive this night.
Absolutely. I mean, back when we were in school, MTV was a big medium for us. They would come and film our games. They wouldn't show them live, but a couple of days later they would show them. I know they came and did some basketball. They did all the sports. And, it is really cool for us to be able to go back and watch those. Now, with that being said, it's the same thing for these guys. They're going to be able to go back and listen to the action, what happened, when did it happen, what did it sound like. They'll be able to remember what it felt like, and I think that's a huge thing. It's a really great thing, and the tip of the cap to Evan Sturgill for thinking of this and trying to get this together. So, I think it's an asset. It's an asset to the football program. It's an asset to the school.
Yeah.
So really excited about what's going on.
And on top of that, me and you, we're amateurs at this. We don't have any professional training. We're just two guys who love sports.
That's it.
And everybody thinks they can do this, and obviously we thought we could, and I learned some things. Now, it's the first time I've ever called a play-by-play game or football. I've never done a play-by-play football game. You do it at home. You watch TV. You've played your video games. You've talked out loud. But then when the action goes live and you've got to call out names, it's a different dynamic. And like I said, I learned some things tonight. I'm sure there was times I was trying to figure out who a player was instead of calling the action itself. And so hopefully the next time we do this, if you listen to this game and you come back and join us in a few weeks when we call another one, hopefully we get better at it. Like I said, we're learning this as well. We're just two guys who love sports and love to talk it. And, Evan was looking for, I guess, guys like us, or maybe he just, maybe we begged him so much that he just had no option.
Maybe he did.
But, I've always dreamt of doing this. This is a dream, I would say, job, but, I would do it free, and we probably are, and and I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely fine with
Absolutely.
that. We do a lot of things for no pay, just for fun, and this is one of those. And we finally have some guys. I see some guys stepping in behind us. We've got, looks like, Noah Bowling, Ben Bricky, and Isaiah McCamus. So I'm going to turn it over to Kelly Foster, and he's going to ask these guys a few questions about tonight's game.
All right. Come on down here, Isaiah. Hey, great game, my man. Great game.
Thank you. Thank you.
So take me through this, okay? So you've been out most of the summer because of your foot, overcome the injury. You come out here tonight, and you're the starting quarterback. Now, the last 2 years, Dalton has been in there. You've played you've started some games, but tonight you go into this ball game. You're at the helm, and you're leading the team. Tell me your emotions before the game, first of all.
I was ready. From the time I got up this morning, I was in that mode. I was in mode. Like I couldn't wait to get out here for warm-ups and get ready to go. Honestly, I was ready. I was calm and collected, but yeah, I was ready to get out here and compete.
Yeah, well, you could tell. You showed a lot of poise out here tonight. Now, the first quarter was a little bit of a struggle. We had the ball 4 times in Eastside territory. We came away with no points. So to talk a little bit about what kind of was going on there, what was the dynamic, what was happening in that situation?
We just couldn't get it going. It would look like it opened up for a second, and man, they'd make the Eastside defense. They'd make a great play. They'd have an outside linebacker come up and make a great open field tackle, or they'd have a DN crash in and make a great play, and then finally it just kind of busted open, and we started hitting it, and then obviously we started scoring, and then that's when we really kind of busted it open.
27-point second quarter. That's pretty good, though, man. That's pretty good, and it was a mix of run and pass. I think you may have found a favorite target out of tonight. I know we've got a lot of guys that can go get the football,
oh, yeah.
But tonight you were really connecting with Ben.
Yeah, Ben. it was just his night tonight, and that's the thing. We got a bunch of guys that could go off on any given night. They could just turn around and have 50 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, just like that. So and tonight it was just Ben's night, and he played well and stepped up, and obviously had 2 touchdown catches and played well.
Hey, great job by you tonight. Thanks for coming and hanging with us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right, who's the next guy we got going in here? We got Noah Bowling joining us here on our broadcast. We'll let him get his headphones on. Noah, my goodness, man, where did that come from? Me and Coach Wilson are setting up here, and you get in the game in the second quarter, you start carrying the football, and you're dragging 8, 9 guys on your back. Will you talk about that?
I've just been waiting on this. I was excited, and I've been ready for it ever since I got up. My teacher called me in the classroom watching film this morning and told me football don't start till 7. But
hey, man, I tell you, it seemed like every play you were getting 3 to 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards carrying people. And then I believe it was in the third quarter or the fourth quarter we broke the run, Coach. Fourth quarter, you bust the big 39-yarder. You look like you got shot out of a cannon right there. You've got great speed, okay?
Thank you.
Look like you got shot out of a cannon right there. Talk about that play.
I just saw an opening and I went with it. Had some good blocks, and everything just went the way it was supposed to, perfectly executed.
Hey, great job tonight, man. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Noah Bowling. We got another Warrior footballer coming in here, Ben Bricky. Ben, quite a night, young man.
Thank you.
Offensively and defensively. You catch 2 touchdowns as a receiver, and then you pick off a pass as a defensive back. You're a sophomore. A lot of times sophomores don't make those plays, but you're making those plays. Incredible catch down here on the sideline. It reminded me of Randy Moss' play from several years ago. So talk a little bit about your game tonight.
Well, I think that this morning I just woke up and I had it all night. I didn't get any sleep, and I was waiting on it all night. Woke up this morning, and I knew it was time to get it. And ever since I stepped on that field, that ball was going into my hands perfectly, and I knew it was my night.
You played an excellent ball game. And like I said, I was talking to Isaiah there a few minutes ago. It looks like he's found a really reliable target in you. So you just keep up the good work, my man. Talk a little bit about, before I let you go here, talk a little bit about your interception there in the first half.
Well, you see, I dropped back and I was reading that quarterback's eyes, and I really didn't expect it to come to me for a second. I thought that kid was going to catch that he'd been doing. He was making great catches, and magically hit me. So I just grabbed it and took off, finding it open.
Well, that's a great job by you, and I can guarantee there's going to be more of those plays. Great job tonight, man. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. We got the head coach of the Central Warriors joining us now, Coach Luke Owens. And Coach, for all the questions you might have had coming in about the young guys, man, those young pups, man, they kind of showed their grit tonight.
I really think they did. They make me nervous at times, but we got a bunch of 15 and 16-year-old boys out there running around too. But, I thought there, at the end, there in the fourth quarter when we have our backs against the wall and we're only up 7, and, Eastside's got all the momentum, I thought we did a good job of making a defensive stand and getting the football back and going right back down the field.
Yeah, and Chris and I talked about this throughout the broadcast. It seemed like every time they threw a punch, you guys countered with another punch.
And I thought we did a good job tonight. There was moments when we had lulls, offensively and defensively. Defensively, first half, I thought we were great. Except, they make one big play there, and I thought we were really good there defensively. And then we get in this situation where we're not making tackles. I can't count the times. How many times did we have the quarterback wrapped up and we just didn't make a tackle? But they came up. When like I said, when our backs against the wall, I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, and that's a great win. Anytime you can beat another county school, it's a good win. And talk a little bit about your quarterback tonight. I thought he showed a lot of poise back there.
I thought he showed a lot of poise, a lot of leadership.
Yeah,
and that's what we need with these young guys. We've got an older guy there at quarterback that I thought did an awful good job throwing the football and putting it in spots where Bricky and Damai and Ethan and those guys could go up and make plays.
Right. And these guys don't get talked about a whole lot, and you know this from your playing days, but I thought your offensive line did a pretty dang good job after that first quarter.
We did. You hate, there in the first quarter, you have 3 opportunities inside the 20, and you walk away with nothing. And that's frustrating. But after that, I thought we kind of settled down. I think that was the nerves, game 1 and being under the lights for the first time. But I thought after that we settled down and we were able to run the football, and that's what we want to do. And that's what we have to do to be successful. We have to be able to run the football.
Right. Well, main thing, Coach, you're 1-0.
That is true. It doesn't matter how you get it. It's 1-0. That's all that matters.
It's 1-0. The Warriors win tonight by the final of 41-27. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. I can't hardly talk.
All right, that's a horse football coach after a 4-quarter battle, Chris.
That's right. I thank all those guys for coming up here and giving us the time. Especially Coach Owens. Team just got a big win, and he's got to talk to his team, but to still take time out of everything that just happened and come up here and spend a few minutes with us, and to let the players come up here and talk. Just a huge thank you to him. And like I said, all those players for coming up here. I know a lot of these players, for some of these guys, that was their first time ever really being interviewed.
Oh, yeah, they did a good job.
And they get nervous, and that's something, that these players, can get used to. So, and hopefully we can keep bringing them up here after all these wins. So, again, a big night here tonight. The Warriors leave out of here victorious, 1-0 on the season, 41-27 victory over the Eastside Spartans. And with that, we'll wrap it up. Again, Kelly, thanks for coming up here tonight. Good game, good win. You got anything you'd like to add here before we shut her down?
It's always good to win in your home stadium, and that's what we did tonight. And I want to thank Evan for the opportunity to allow us to come in here and call the game. We hope you guys out in Warrior Nation enjoyed it as well.
Absolutely. So, again, the Warriors win week 1, 41-27 over the Eastside Spartans. Again, we are a Sturgill Sports Media production for the Warrior Nation blog. For Evan Sturgill and Kelly Foster, I'm Chris Wilson telling all Warriors fans good night.